Welcome, everyone, to the Islanders Never Say Die podcast live stream coverage of the Islanders against the Edmonton Oilers on January the 1st, 2022. And, Grumpy, would it be Islanders podcast if we were not running somewhat late or had technical difficulties to start off the new year of 2020, Grump?
Yeah, your New Year's resolution did not hold up.
I didn't even make it one whole day. It's tough, right? With these games that are not shown on ESPN Plus, it's like in scramble mode trying to get everything hooked up to where I could stream the game in some capacity.
I have NHL Network.
Well, in my setup, I don't have a TV that I can watch on, and they don't allow you to stream the NHL Network games. They only are allowed to watch it on TV. It's a problem.
My hair is a disaster today, so I had to wear a hat.
Why are you not wearing an Islanders hat at least?
Because I don't have an Islanders hat. I have one, but I can't find it. I don't have one today. Sorry.
Oh, good gracious. Now, and then Drew L starting off here saying Barry Trotz isn't coaching today. Wonder if you've got COVID.
Maybe he quit.
Nice attempt there. Nice drive on the net. The Islanders, I know we're a little bit late, with 5 minutes about into the game, but it has looked like an up and down style of hockey this afternoon, Grump. A lot of shots and opportunities and chances coming in the form for both the Edmonton Oilers and the New York Islanders.
Yeah, this is a game we're going to find out. Like I said, I haven't even watched the first 5 minutes of the game, so I can't tell you what happened. But with Barry Trotz not being there, maybe with Kiefer Bellows and Noah Dobson really sticking out and shining in the previous game, he just couldn't handle it, and he had to say, I'm done. If I got to play young guys who are way better than the old guys, maybe I'll just quit.
Oh, you want to know what's crazy? Is they said both Oliver Wahlstrom and Anthony Beauvillier were back taking warm-ups. They were playing, and I haven't seen Oliver Wahlstrom out here on the ice so far.
Yeah, like I said, I just started watching, so I can't even comment on the first 5 minutes, honestly.
Oh, geez.
There's Bailey back there looking inept as always.
I feel like you're going to be a little upset when you when you see that he's not playing. A nice takeaway by the Islanders. Oh, he rips it just wide. I think that was Matt Barzal in that opportunity, Grumpy.
I did see some of the pregame, and he said he thought Matt Barzal's game, the last game, was the best he'd ever played. So I don't know, because you know how good he was defensively. I don't want him.
Is fantastic, and I'll tell you, he's really stepping his game up. I feel like at this time period.
I think that Barry Trotz wants to turn Matt Barzal into Bob Gainey. Do you know who Bob Gainey was, TJ?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, he was like the definition of the Selke Trophy for defensive forward. That's what I think he really wants.
Well, Grumpy, it's been up and down style of hockey, and it's been pretty much a wide open game. I'm not sure if that's also because Edmonton's defense is quite porous in nature, but there's a lot of odd man opportunities going in the direction both in favor of the Islanders and in favor of Edmonton.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what, though. That's not good for us.
No.
If we're playing up and down fire engine hockey against Edmonton, we're going to lose.
It's definitely not our strong suit. But if you're new here to the channel, this is a twice a week Islanders podcast on Wednesdays, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and on Saturdays, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That being said, if the Islanders play a game and it's not on, let's say, it's not on a Thursday or a Sunday, we're going to cover the game live, just like we're doing here today on Saturday, Grum.
Right. And then we're going to also do our 8 o'clock podcast, 8 o'clock today.
At 8 o'clock today?
Yeah, the regular podcast. No?
Right after the game, brother.
Okay.
8 o'clock. What is this?
Okay, whatever. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, your wife could care less what you do.
we'll have to chat about it. Maybe this will just be the podcast, because I mean there hasn't been much Islanders hockey, right? They have a game where I think that looked. You talk about performance of the young guys against Buffalo. I understand. Let's take everything with a grain of salt. Kiefer Bellows is looking good, but the young guys played well. Noah Dobson has really been turning it up late. Do you remember on the podcast, ladies and gents, when I said just a few weeks ago, I think it was Phil's Fax was there, I said I would if Noah Dobson would accept it, I'd sign him next time he's eligible for a contract extension, 8 years, $7 million per. People laughed me off the stage. You're crazy if you think he's going to get paid $7 million per. He's not going to get paid more than our top pairing guys. I said, yeah, it's based off of what he can grow into. And we've seen the point production out of Noah Dobson, especially as of late. I said he's at least going to have a bare minimum of 10 goals this year. People laughed at me on that one. Looks more and more like that's a reality.
Yeah, well, like I said, we are expecting great things from Noah Dobson. The fact that COVID and Ryan Pulock getting hurt have been the best things that happened to Noah Dobson, because Barry Trotz has had to show trust in him, which he refused to do previously, had to. And now you're seeing it pay dividends. And I've been saying it for years. You play the young guys, give them 50 games, whatever. You want to know what you have in them, and they'll surprise you, because they have the ability to get better, being younger players who haven't been playing all the time in the NHL. The Geezer squad that Barry likes to play, well, let's just be honest, they're not going to get better. They're just going to get worse. So you want to get your younger guys incorporated into the system quicker and get them out there playing. Right now, they're just showing highlights of
Grump,
Matt
why do you,
Barzal.
man, I love this. I was about to say, when you're staring at the TV during commercials, man, I like to see your face. I like to see your attention, Grump, but we're back to action.
Okay, you have my attention. I don't have to look at you to pay attention to you. Maybe that's what you have to do. I don't have to do that. I can hear you.
Oh, man.
Like this.
Paul OC saying, Happy New Year, guys. Don't forget, we're going to make the playoffs because of another COVID season. Oh, I'm not so sure about that.
No, I don't see
You've
that.
got the Islanders making headway here in the Edmonton zone, trying to go ahead and keep the puck along the boards. Edmonton's able to go ahead and clear the puck out. They've got a 3-on-3 rush here going in the other direction. And now Sorokin is in net this afternoon, Grump. I was kind of shocked. Varlamov got the start against the Buffalo Sabres.
Why? They're trying to pump up his confidence so they play him against one of the worst teams in the league, and it worked for him.
I mean, he played a solid overall game. I'm not complaining about performance. I just think to myself, right? Sorokin's the guy. He's the goalie, right? He's the guy. And I think he may be onto something. He didn't want to go ahead and put him in against Edmonton, a very, very high octane offense that scores goals ad nauseum every game, and they wanted to give his confidence up a little bit. I could see that.
So far, Sorokin looks like he's a little bit too deep in net today for me to start the game. And there's Kiefer Bellows again, and drew a penalty. So there you go. Like I said, give the kid a shot. All he does is produce. I don't know. That's what I want. Connor McDavid drew a penalty. Oh my gosh!
No, Connor McDavid didn't draw a penalty. Connor McDavid drew a penalty.
Yes, he committed the penalty. So, I mean, I'm sure that the Canadian media is going to have a fit over that.
Just think about this.
The really slow guy.
What, Grumpy?
The really slow guy creates that penalty.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, Kiefer Bellows has really played well. Or it's not Kiefer Bellows. That penalty was against Anthony Beauvillier.
Right, but it was all because of Bellows' work against Darnell Nurse that led to that.
Okay, no, it was a penalty because McDavid was back late. He reaches a stick in. He's being lazy. I'm not giving. I like to try to give Kiefer Bellows credit for as much as anything as I possibly can, but he's not the reason that penalty's drawn. That's a good job driving the net by Anthony Beauvillier. The Islanders are on the power play. Looks like we've actually got some motion already. We had a close opportunity early on. It looks like we're taking more of a shoot first mentality. I mean, we've had 2 shot attempts in the first 18 seconds on this power play. Something our power play has struggled a lot this year, but in order to ignite the flames and success, you've got to shoot the puck more. You have to have a quicker puck movement. And
Kiefer Bellows is on that first power play unit, and he's not
the one who takes a shot that gets deflected, but he steps into this, and he's like, let me just go ahead and try to put this on net.
Yeah, about time a kid gets rewarded for good play.
And he is. He should be.
That's right.
There's the performance we've seen out of Kiefer Bellows. He should not be taken out of the lineup. How many people in those dopes?
Look at him fighting for that puck there.
And he wins the puck battle as well.
That's right.
That's the big thing, right? He fights for it, but he wins it.
Well, see, that power play was all because his fight on the puck against Darnell Nurse, which him winning that puck battle means Beauvillier is able to skate in, and that's what leads to the drawing the penalty against McDavid.
Are you really doubling down on that, Grump?
Absolutely.
Jesus.
Absolutely. That play was all because of Kiefer Bellows.
At the point, you've got a pass here to Matt Barzal. It looks like we're going to have a step-in shot opportunity there by Bellows. Just glances wide of the net. Look at that. I want to tell you that nice setup and nice attempt there by Matt Barzal trying to go ahead and put that on Anders Lee's stick down low, so he's able to get that redirection goal in front of the
And
net.
it was a very average redirect. This has been a good power play for
I was
them.
about to say, this has been a good power play, and we've looked actually dangerous on this power play. Signs of hope. And here it is again. Look at that. Matt Barzal trying to employ the ideology of I don't need to skate around with the puck for every second of this power play.
Look at that. Beautiful.
And look, yeah, you're right. Great change of direction. He draws two Edmonton Oilers to him. He gets the pass back to the point where no Dobson is able to unleash a shot on that. This power play we have looked very, very deadly on this power play opportunity.
All young guys, with the exception of the ever-aging average Anders Lee, with his mediocre redirect attempt.
John Smith says, no Oliver Wahlstrom today. Another great decision by the coaching staff. Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Now, here, I want to mention something. We had talked about what Matt Barzal doesn't really do in his game. They had a lot of tricky opportunities there. I mean, Edmonton's netminder, Grump, has had to been sharp as of early.
Right, isn't that Koskinen? Used to play for the Islanders way back in the Wayback Machine. Yep, sure it is. Sure enough is. It's just weird seeing a number 19 as a goalie, to be honest with you.
Is it Kostitsyn?
It's Koskinen, no?
I have to pull that up, bro.
Yeah.
Again, I've got the stream I've got is not fantastic, but I've got a stream nonetheless. So I apologize if I'm off or in or off or anything like that.
Yeah, it's Koskinen. The guy the Islanders used to have. He was a draft pick.
Kostitsyn.
It's not Kostitsyn.
It's Kostitsyn, no?
Koskinen.
No, I don't think
Everyone knows you can't pronounce a damn name.
Maybe it's Koskinen. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I know he played with us for a bit, but that was back. I know he went over to, did he go to the KHL or did he go to European hockey? I know he went somewhere in European hockey for a good stint.
All right, let's just say you don't know anything about former Islander players. We'll just leave it at that. How about that?
Oh, is that what it is, Grumpy? That's where we're going to leave it?
Pretty much.
Yeah, but no Oliver Wahlstrom. That is kind of odd. Does it shock you, though? Does it shock you?
Matt Martin can't skate anymore.
Well, Matt Martin's finished, man. He has been finished.
Why is he playing?
Because they like Matt Martin.
Yeah. But to me, that's just. I'm sorry. I don't care that you like him. I don't care he's a nice guy. I don't care that he takes everybody out for beers after a game. He can't play anymore.
Think about this. I'm still just in disbelief that Oliver Wahlstrom not in the game. Best goal scorer on the team, not in the game this afternoon. He's healthy, was skating as well. Not in the lineup.
Well, you can only put so many young guys in the lineup. So, we're going to sit Wahlstrom and play Bellows.
Think about this. You've got Ross Johnson in the lineup. You've got you've got Ross and you've got Matt Martin. And you look at it, right? Zarnak is also in there. And I would have been in favor of sitting Anthony Beauvillier or a guy like Josh Bailey to put back in Oliver Wahlstrom.
I'm always for sitting Josh Bailey. Always.
Jeez. I'll tell you. And Matt Barzal has played, Grumpy, about 5 minutes of ice time already today. Best
player should play most. I mean, I realized they had the power play. He was out there for the full 2 minutes on that. So, but you know what? Best players should play.
I want you to think about this. You talk about how Oliver Wahlstrom's not playing. We are dressing Matt Martin, Ross Johnston, Cal Clutterbuck, and Austin Zarnak. You're dressing four, and Casey Cizikas. You're dressing four different fourth liners.
Josh Bailey, he's a fifth liner.
I like what I've seen out of Ross Johnston, but why the hell is Oliver Wahlstrom not in? You could play one of either Matt Martin or Ross Johnston. I prefer Ross Johnston in the game over Matt Martin, but we're sitting a guy who can score against a team that is going to score goals, right? This is going to be it's not going to be a 1-0 game that ends in shootout. This is going to be about 3-2, 4-3. The goals will be scored this game. And instead of playing a goal scorer, you determine to say, hey, let's play another grinder.
I'm going to say one thing. I don't want to see the Islanders go on a penalty kill in this game.
Oh,
that's all I'm going to say.
Sorokin hasn't had to be tested very much as of early.
No, but he looks a little nervous in that.
And we'll talk a little bit about statistics-wise, Grump. The Islanders are outshooting the Edmonton Oilers 6-3 at this time period. I mean, the power play was a good one. We had quick movement. We had good opportunities and chances. Are you shitting me? They are really trying to propagate the fact that he was healthy scratched is the reason why Noah Dobson's play has taken off. Are you seeing this bullshit on screen right now?
It's so
Trying to double
ridiculous.
down on 4D chess Barry Trotz. He healthy scratched Noah Dobson. That's what
Barry Trotz is a dumbass. That's the nicest way I could put it. His slavish devotion to those freaking geezers sickens me. Sickens me. And here's the thing. There's the Islanders media cartel, right? The state-run government Islander cartel telling you, well, the reason why Noah Dobson's taken off is because, he was benched. No, it's because you had to play him. He had to, and he had to show him some responsibility. That's why his game is taken off.
I love how they showed, his time on ice has also increased from about 18 minutes a night to 21 minutes a night also. Yeah. So, I mean, ever since that healthy scratch, he's really stepped up in a big way. No, it's because Ryan Pulock has been out over that entire time period.
And because he's Aho was playing, and Char was out, and all the COVID issues. That's why.
Man. I'm trying to finish the point, Grump, and you're running all over me, man. Scott L saying, Happy New Year's, guys. What's up, Scott? Happy New Year's. You got George P saying, Grump needs his Josh Bailey jersey.
Yeah, I do have to wipe my ass later today.
A Shooter's Puck Hockey says, Islanders haven't looked bad lately. This 12-day break will kill us again. Yeah, and that's something we haven't talked about. We've got the games that were postponed here for the West Coast game and the trip that we had starting, I believe, January 4th, Grumpy. Those games have all been postponed.
Well, that's disappointing.
Do you know anything about the games, Grump? I
wasn't paying attention. I was watching
a little bit more about it.
I was watching the play. Honestly,
hey, it's that freaking commercial, brother.
Well, it just went to commercial.
It was iced, man. God almighty. Grump.
I know, but you were talking during the icing. So you have to save those points when it goes to commercial. Otherwise, we should just be calling the game.
Holy shit, man.
I don't think you understand how that's supposed to work. I don't think you understand.
Is that what it is, Grump? Let me know.
I know you don't, because you keep on making the same mistake over and over again.
Jesus Christ. This might be a quick one today, boys. But the Islanders have not looked bad this first period. I think that they've actually looked like the better team on the ice.
Well, we're certainly showing more. My God, Chara. Certainly showing more jump than we have previously. That much I can tell you. There's Matty B going in there.
That's all I got to say about that. There's Matty B going in there. If you want to call the game, brother, do what you want then.
Okay, I will. If you want me to call the game, I'll just call the game. I can do that.
I don't want you to. You're complaining when I'm bringing up points, man. And here you are just sitting there just watching the freaking TV.
Oh, my God.
Hey, me, man. But I'm telling you, right, this is going to be the last game we've got until January the 11th or January the 13th. I think that is worth mentioning. I don't care if you want to mention it in between play, during play. People usually listen to us in the background as well, Grump. So,
okay. There's Leon Draisaitl. He's pretty good. I wouldn't mind having him on our team.
Yeah, I'm sure all 31 other teams wouldn't mind that too, Grump. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm glad. I'm sure.
I missed the beginning, so I really don't know what the line combinations are. Jarnek's out there with Parise and Johnston. Okay, so that's your third line. A little bit holding the stick by the Edmonton defense on Ross Johnston. I still think number 2 should be Nick Leddy. I don't know why.
Well, anytime I do see that, I always do think it's still Nick Leddy, but that is Robin Salo, grumpy old man. Yeah, well, here you go. You're looking for line combinations. There you go. So don't ask any more questions about him, Grump.
I read that one off. I knew what it was.
Well, you talk about how it's structured. You've got the third line of Parise. You've got the third line of Parise, Sarnak, and Johnston. Think about this. You've got Parise and Johnston all getting ice time over Oliver Wahlstrom this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't
he was supposed to be healthy out there skating this morning.
Like I said, we were late to the game today, so I don't know if he's sick.
I'm going to say that. He's healthy.
Just a healthy scratch.
Okay, like a pre-game with Anthony Beauvillier. You got to do your homework, man. Come on.
Like I said, I was helping my mother out with some things she had to get done, and so I was late to the game today.
Oliver Wahlstrom is healthy. He's healthy. He was skating out there on the ice beforehand. It was a decision not to play him, though.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very questionable once again.
And Barry Trotz is not in today's game. It's non-COVID related, apparently. So I'm not sure exactly what that entails. But yep, as of yesterday, when asked about the availability of Anthony Beauvillier and Oliver Wahlstrom, they have both come off a COVID-19 protocol. That one is that at least at least one of them, if not more, was likely to play.
I mean, I have to ask you a question. Is that an underwhelming lineup or what?
It's bad. It's bad, man.
I mean, that almost looks like, honestly, a preseason game lineup.
Say it's worse than that.
I just want to know how Josh Bailey never sits out with his below average play.
He's playing on the top line. I'm not even talking about not sitting out. Josh Bailey's playing on the top line.
I don't understand. And Barry's still pulling the strings, right? I mean, it's not like
for certain.
Yeah, I mean, he picked who plays and who doesn't. I don't.
It's
like
just
I said,
odd. It's odd. And here's the thing, right? When I look at this, and I'll show you the direct quote, Grump, there from Andrew Gross, so you can be aware and in the loop. Grumpy old man. Yep. Trotz said yesterday, when asked about the availability of Beauvillier and Wahlstrom as they came off of COVID-19 protocols, that one of them was more likely to play than the other. Was more likely than the other to be able to play today. Don't assume Wahlstrom has lost his spot. Could be cautionary for health reasons.
So
he's hold on. So he no longer has COVID, and you're saying that he still feels bad too. On top of that, even though he's cleared everything off,
maybe he's just not feeling 100% yet.
That's the only thing I can assume. But here's the thing: you have a 12-game freaking break after this. You have a 12-day break. If you're not feeling great, anybody else out there is better than. Seriously, look at the line combinations that we've thrown out here this afternoon. It's woeful. It's woeful. This is not going to allow you to score goals. Offensively, this is not going to allow you to be successful. And you've got here Ross Johnson mixing up with a little bit of Leon Draisaitl. I'm pretty sure Draisaitl doesn't want any of that.
Here's the part I love. He wanted absolutely nothing to do with Ross Johnson. Then as soon as he gets on the bench, he starts chirping at him after the referee helps him to get to the bench.
Could you imagine? I'm pretty sure Ross Johnson. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was an opportunity that almost goes in the way of the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, Beauvillier struggled with that puck a little bit.
It did. And bounces off of Sorokin, and Beauvillier's kind of in no man's land at the time.
I mean, nice job of Pajot putting the body on McDavid, and then Chara putting the body on two other guys. That's the way they're going to have to play to beat Edmonton. They are throwing the body a little bit.
I say Edmonton's not an overly physical team. They definitely get by more with their finesse and skill and ability.
Yeah, they're a skill squad. They're a skill squad. You know who's really overrated for Edmonton, in my opinion?
Who's that?
Darnell Nurse.
He puts up
points. Okay, I'm going to tell you what.
Power play.
I'm going to tell you what. Pajot took a dive. Absolutely took a dive. That's not a penalty. We'll take it. But no.
Really?
Yeah, no. He did one of those soccer falls. Guy gets touched in the upper body and his legs go out.
What is that? Is that Evan Bouchard? No. Okay, Darnell Nurse. Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, just watch. If you watch, I mean, I'm sure they'll show the replay.
The video quality I have is not fantastic, so I'm going to be looking here.
He dove.
His skate. No, look, his skate.
The leg that didn't get touched.
Stop. His left.
No way. He took a dive. I'm an Islander fan, but he took a freaking dive.
I want you to stop talking for a second, and even if you hit the rewind button, you might be able to see it. The left skate of Jean-Gabriel Pajot collides with Darnell Nurse's lead right foot, and that's why he got tripped up. It wasn't a trip. Their skates collided. I'm just saying that's the reason. He didn't take a dive. The skate collided, brother.
Okay. It's the leg that wasn't touched that went out first.
Oh, stop.
He took a dive. That's fine. I'll take it. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying he took a dive. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
The Islanders able to score. Jesus Christ. It's Anders Lee down low.
On a feed from who? Kiefer Bellows.
The Islanders put up. They strike first. First blood goes in favor of the New York Islanders.
Anders Lee doing what he does best. Just stand in front of the net and let everyone else do the work and him just deflect the puck in. Good job.
Scott L said, Breda Burke said the reason Trotz was not on the bench is because of personal matter. Well, hopefully everything's good there with him.
maybe Lou had that conversation with them, play the young guys.
Matt Barzal. Yeah, look at the feed over here. Matt goes to Noah Dobson, goes to Kiefer Bellows, who then throws it towards throws it towards the net, gets redirected down low by Anders Lee. After the initial save, he goes ahead and re-slaps at it and puts the puck in between the 5-hole.
I don't know if
it's 10th goal of the season.
I don't know if it was initially tipped by Pajot as well. We'll have to see who they put up for the 2 assists.
Who they give the official assist to. But here's another game and opportunity when Kiefer Bellows is in the lineup, more points. The guy has been producing.
Here's the thing. What's the reason for success? He's playing in a top 6 role. Why? He's a top 6 forward. He's not a bottom 6 guy. He's a goal scorer. He's a guy who puts points on the board. He's a top 6 forward. If you continue to play guys not where their skill set deems they should play, they're not going to succeed. Like I said, the more I see him succeed, the more I want Barry Trotz gone, honestly.
Well, got a comment here from Brian J. Happy New Year's, guys. I'm really hungover. Why is Wahlstrom not playing? Is he in protocol? No, he's out of protocol, but apparently maybe he's just sick, feeling a little crummy. I don't know. You have a 12-game break after this. If you're not on the verge of dying, you can play if you're COVID free and feel a little bit like, my leg's a little weak. You can get out there and fight through it. I think maybe they determined just to load up with as much big physical guys, because that is exactly the opposite of what Edmonton is, and hopefully we're going to be able to throw a lot of bodies. And Ross Johnson is still talking shit to the Edmonton bench.
Yeah, because they think they're tough. They better hope he doesn't get back out there.
Well, of course he's going to get back out there. It's like, Grumpy, it's about 15, 16 minutes in the first period.
I'm just saying. Edmonton better hope he doesn't get back out there, because it looks like he's a little fired up right now.
Oh, well, he's going to get back out on the ice, man. It's the first period.
I understand that. I'm being hyperbolic, okay?
You didn't do anything that could signify it, Grump, but fair enough. Edmonton looks like they want to go ahead and respond back quick. The Islanders have it hemmed up in their own zone. About 2 minutes left. I think that's going to be, it dies early. So no icing there on that one, thank goodness. But Edmonton looking like they're trying to put a full court press on to try to go ahead and knot the score up here before the end of the first period.
Nice play by Dobson. Nice subtle pass up the sideboards. Bellows back out there again. Well, I just like Bellows' play. I just do.
Here's the thing with Bellows does is he's a guy shoot first mentality, and it's the reason he's like a sight for sore eyes is because the Islanders do not have a lot of guys that have the shoot first mentality, right? You could say, oh, nice opportunity and chance here by Connor McDavid.
Now, I don't know who put the body on him, but okay, Mayfield. That's not surprising. And there's McDavid going back at him. Mayfield's got to be careful, though, because it's borderline interference. And, Connor McDavid's one of the sacred cows in the league.
Hold on. How's it borderline interference? McDavid had the puck.
He took the shot. Then he was going around the back, and Mayfield went and hit him. He just got to be careful is all I'm saying. Connor McDavid's a sacred cow.
He is.
That's all I'm saying. Here it is right here. That's borderline interference right there. You call it whatever you want. That shot was long gone. Long gone.
Fair enough, Grump.
I don't know why you ever question me. I don't know why you question me. You don't pay attention to the games like I do.
Because I've got a bad connection right now, so you got to apologize. At first, I thought you were complaining, Grumpy. You complain about just about anything and everything. So everything I hear from you, I got to take with a grain of salt.
Oh my god! You must have been up late last night celebrating Happy New Year's.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Oh, Sorokin kind of looks like he almost got.
He looks a little shaky to me today.
He does. I mean, like you talk about how sound of a goaltender he is. He looks a little unsure in that.
Yeah. Nice broken.
Happy New Year.
Oh, my God, was that close to going in?
My eardrum's about fucking blown.
Oh.
I blew my eardrum in half, Grump.
Koskinen. There you go. Koskinen.
Well, that's fantastic. Look at his helmet, by the way. What has he got, like Deputy Dog on the side or something?
I mean, did you see that? Took a bad bounce off a board, almost went into the net.
Well, the Islanders learning the. Well, it comes back to center ice, so I mean, take that for what it is, Grump. But this is, this is a fantastic first period by the Islanders. The power play looked potent, good movement, and even in the 5-on-5 play, I think that we've been kind of exchanging blows, and we've looked like the better team as of the first period. There's no doubt about that.
Much more physical, and not in a I'm going to run a guy through the boards way, just really finishing checks. I mean, I like how he played in the first period. I missed the first 5 minutes, but I mean,
Jesus Christ, how many more times can you tell us you missed the first 5 minutes, Grump? Thank you for the 15th time. But Edmonton is going to be down 1-0 against the Islanders. Islanders have 8 shots on net to the Edmonton Oilers 6. You could tell the Islanders would not mind at all if this game got a little physical and chippy. They kind of I feel like they want to try to do anything they can to be acting a little bit like the bullies out there on the ice. And I don't blame them. I think that's what's going to be needed in order to inflict, their style of hockey on the Edmonton Oilers.
Without a doubt. I think, do you think Darnell Nurse is overrated? I do.
Okay.
He's another guy
you're asked the system. I think a lot of it has to do with system. He's a guy that I think is more tailor-made for those high octane, up the ice all the time, sacrifice defense for offensive production type of system. That's a guy, he's tailor-made for that. Defensively, you're going to struggle, but offensively, he performs. I mean, that's what they're asking him to do, produce offense and sometimes be more than competent on the defensive side of the puck.
I just don't think he's that good. I don't care what system you play. I don't think he's that good.
Okay. I'm just saying the system doesn't make him look good defensively because they always want him to focus on offensive production.
Yeah, well, how many points is he putting up a year? He's not putting up 60 points a year. I mean, I just think he's, for the money that he gets and the contract extension he got, I just think he's wildly overrated.
In the 56-game season last year, he had 36 points, 24 games in so far this season, 13 points. I mean, the guy's had 40-plus points a few seasons. I'll be interested to see what it looks like in a full year this year.
Well,
I'm not saying you're right. He probably won't be a 60-point-a-year type of guy, but if he's putting up 50-some-odd points, it's hard to complain about that on the defensive side of the puck.
But if you're on the power play with McDavid and Draisaitl, you should be putting up more points than that. I'm just saying. They score a lot of goals. He don't have a whole lot of points, and he doesn't play. I hate his defensive game. Totally hate it. I just think he's overrated, vastly overrated. He did not deserve that.
The reason he gets a rep is because of the pedigree, number one, of where he was selected, and because he puts up points. He doesn't put up the most points out of any defenseman in the league, but he puts up points. The pedigree has a lot to do with it too, though.
You don't get paid on pedigree, you get paid on performance. He just signed a big extension.
I know. I'm aware.
Okay.
A high first-round pick comes in the NHL. He performs. He scores points. And, he's not putting up 50-plus points a year, but 13 points in 24 games for a defenseman is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. We talk about Noah Dobson, right? He's got 12 points in his season so far, but we could see the growth. I mean, Noah Dobson's younger also, but he's a big physical defenseman that moves well. Darnell Nurse moves well. He could be physical when need be. He's offensively competent and he's mobile. That's why he gets paid.
Yeah, I just, like I said, for me, he's not a guy I would pay. And certainly not $9.25 million a year. I just think that's ridiculous for his skill set and his production. Ridiculous.
They got him signed for another 8 years.
Yeah.
They're going to have him through the prime of his career. They're going to have him from age 25 to age 32?
Well, he's 26. But it doesn't matter.
They're going to have him through the prime of his career when the cap only increases. So,
I just don't think he's very good. I guess that's my biggest qualms with him. I don't think he's that good. He's a below average defenseman, and for the talent that he plays around, he's just an average offensive defenseman. Average. He plays a shitload of minutes, and his production is not that great for the amount of time he's on the ice and who he plays with. I just think he's overrated. That's all. I just think he's vastly overrated.
Fair enough, Grump. Paul O.C. saying, I think we still have a chance to make 8th in the final playoff spot because we do have games in hand, and the only team that can get in our way for the 8th spot is Boston.
Yeah, and Boston has like an 11-point lead on us or a 9-point lead on us, and we only have one game in hand on them. Like I said, for me, it's not the number of points necessarily. It's the fact that we have so many teams that we have to jump.
Boston is a team I worry about in the second half of the season. I mean, you think about it. they're getting Tuukka Rask back as well. And I know like Swayman has kind of been up and down. So has Linus Ullmark for the Boston Bruins. When you add Tuukka Rask back into the picture,
Well,
wow,
remember, Rask still hasn't signed a contract.
Rask is training and rehabbing in the Boston Bruins facility for the last 2 months. I assume he will sign a 1-year contract with the Bruins.
Okay. I don't know what their cap situation is, but I'm just saying he is not signed yet. So maybe they're waiting. Maybe they have that, long-term injury money like the Islanders do, where the further you go into season, the more money they can make prorated. I don't know, but I know as of right now, he hasn't signed. So until he's signed, we can say, yes, this is what's going to happen, but he's got to sign. And we don't know when he's going to be ready. But obviously that torn hip labrum that plagued him in the playoffs is a long-term injury for them.
As of 5 days ago, Tuukka Rask could play for the Bruins in 3 weeks, Bruce Cassidy says.
Got to still sign.
Bruins are gearing up for final act with the core group by bringing back Tuukka Rask. I'm telling you, he's going to – Tuukka Rask, well, this is a week ago. Rask and the Bruins have not discussed a new contract, Neely says.
There you go.
So I'm seeing but I'm seeing from Bruce Cassidy, he's talking about 5 days ago, right? And he could expect to see him in a Bruins uniform playing on the ice in 3 weeks. I'm just saying, I think he's penciled in to go back to the Bruins and to sign with the Bruins. He's been training back in the facilities for like 2 months. If I'm a betting man and I've got to put something down on it, I'm saying he re-signs with the Bruins, and that just goes ahead and that strengthens their goal front presence.
Yeah, for certain. I mean, here's the thing. I don't think that Ullmark is that good. Swayman doesn't look ready. Rask is proven, okay? But, let's see. Let's see if he wants to come back. I think he does want to come back.
He wants to come back.
But let's see if they can agree on a contract that's amenable. That's all I'm going to say. He's not signed yet. That's all I'm saying. Maybe they have parameters already in place, but as of today, he has not signed back. That's all.
Okay.
I don't know why you're picking on me on these things. I'm just stating facts.
I'm not, Grump. We're at the intermission, and I just want some attention, man. I want you to be able to be here, be focused instead of watching the TV, bro. That's all. We're at intermission. Nick D saying, TJ Grump, Merry Year. Bonanu. What is that?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What is that? Okay. Gotcha. All the way from Vancouver. This is a great morning. New Year's Day hockey. Effing fantastic. Let's see if we can pull away with the victory over the Oilers.
I hope so. He calls them the Coilers.
The Coilers. I didn't even see it. Tony Cheese saying, hey, yo, what's up, Tony Cheese? Drew L saying, Chara has had his first good defensive play of the season. It took him long enough.
He showed some nice physicality in front of the net, took out 2 Oiler guys. And did not commit a penalty, was not overly aggressive, did his job. Like I said, when you do something well, you're going to hear accolades from me. When you don't, you're going to hear negatives.
And Nick D, we don't know yet what happened, but we just know it's not COVID related. It's a personal matter. John Smith saying here, if they said Barry is not on the bench for personal reasons. Yep. Michael B saying, so far, the 3-man rush on offense looks to be the best it has all season. Fire Trotz and hire Lambert.
My concern, and as everyone knows, I think Barry Trotz is an excellent coach, but his slavish devotion to the veteran group is a problem, particularly when our veteran group just isn't that good talent-wise. And then when you see the younger guys who are forced into action because of the COVID and because of every other thing that's gone on, they're producing at a higher rate than the veterans. And if he refuses to play them and goes back with the veterans, I have a real problem with that. And so should every Islander fan and Lou Lamoriello. That's my biggest concern. Lou has to have that talk with him.
I agree. Trust me, I 100% agree with you on that one. Now, and we'll talk about this in the podcast format afterwards, because Trotz made a comment and said, well, no spot's guaranteed. When Kyle Palmieri's back, they've been having so many guys playing so well, his spot's not even guaranteed out there on the ice. Do you believe that? Do you think that's just complete bullshit?
He's a liar. He's a liar. He's lying. He's lying.
You missed that in the first 5 minutes. Did you see that? Oh, no, that was
another game.
Okay, gotcha.
The whole thing is, why is Josh Bailey playing? He's done nothing this year. Absolutely nothing. He's a non-entity on this team, and he still plays every night.
Tony Cheese saying, I think if the Islanders lose this game, the season's over. I know Tony Cheese is just making jest.
He picking on you there, TJ.
I know he's making jest at me. I understand, Grumpy. That's fine. Michael T says, Happy New Year's, you filthy animals. But seriously, best wishes to you guys in 2022. And thank you, Michael T. We appreciate it.
Yes. And we wish everyone a happy new year. And hopefully you had a great Christmas.
A Merry Christmas, and the New Year's been fantastic, and the holidays have been going well. A lot of hopeful memories with family and friends. Scott L saying, "Are you guys watching the Interclassic tonight?"
I don't know if I'm watching it or not. I might watch some. I might watch some college football. I don't know. Remember, just me and the warden here. I have to show her some love too, you know.
Tony Cheese saying, did Edmonton have to illegally cross the border to get to the game?
See, that's what I didn't understand. I thought this game was going to get canceled
or postponed or something.
Yeah. And I just, like I said, I was surprised it started at 2. I thought it was a regular start time. I didn't even realize it was 2 till I got a notification. I had to fly over from my mom's house. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then of course, TJ being cheap doesn't have the NHL network. So, you know.
Well, the only thing I think of is the Oilers have been in since the 29th. They played St. Louis, they played the Devils, and they played the Islanders. They played the Rangers on Monday. Well, I do see that there's a 5-day, or I don't know, Grumpy. I don't know how the hell they're doing it, to be honest.
I don't know what they do in Canada.
They go right from Monday playing in the Rangers, and I thought that the Canadians had a little bit more strict COVID rules there, especially for athletes, but maybe not.
Well, maybe it's going to take them a while to. Maybe it's going to take them a while to go back into Canada. I don't know what the Canadian. I'm not even going to pretend to know what the Canadian laws are.
I'm just going to show you the schedule here for Edmonton. Right, they've got the Rangers on Monday, and on Wednesday they're playing Toronto. So
I don't understand that. It's baffling to me.
I don't know how it works. I can't even begin, just like as you mentioned, I can't begin. Michael T says, this is a winnable game for the Islanders. The Oilers have been playing bad as of recent.
I mean, everybody, you listen to Barry Trotz. Well, we haven't been able to get our rhythm going because of this, because of that. Everybody plays by the same rules, Barry. It's not just you. Every team has the same issues. I just don't want to hear excuses. I'm sick and tired of excuses. You're not making excuses when you win some lucky games, saying, man, we were lucky to win that game. The other team kicked our ass and dominated us, but they had a sieve in net. You're not saying that you were lucky there. So don't give me excuses on why you're not performing. Every team is playing under the same set of rules. Everyone.
In the same exact situations, too. Charles C. saying here, should have known these two teams would rig a trash first period.
Actually, I thought the first period was pretty entertaining.
I did, too. But it was up, and it's entertaining for us as Islander fans. I mean, like Charles, maybe I don't know if you're an Islander fan. I don't know if you want to watch Islanders games. That was an entertaining first period, and I'm sure that Islander fans will say that was a sight for sore eyes. We had not seen something, that entertaining
all year.
Otherwise, I'm not sure I'd say all year, but it's up there. Michael T said these third jerseys are okay, but I want to see the fisherman third jersey for sure.
So do I. If you're having a third jersey, it's got to look different than your regular jersey.
I remember when Koskinen, Grumpy, that make you happy, was an Islander. Oh, boy.
It does make me happy when you pronounce the guys' names correctly or don't insist that there's something else when they're not.
Koskinen. Oh, fair. There you go. James F. saying, hey, guys, welcome for now. What's up, James? How are you? Michael T said,
sounds like he's getting ready to drop us to the curb. Welcome for now.
Michael T saying Wallstrom might still be recuperating from having the virus.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe he didn't. Maybe they went out for the morning skate and he just didn't have the stamina or whatever. And maybe that's why he sat.
Okay.
I'm willing to give him benefit of the doubt. One game, just one. And now if you're not playing for 12 more days, he should be fully recuperated by then. Everyone should be healthy by then, right? The whole team's had COVID 2, 3, 4 times. They should all be healthy.
I wonder what the lineup's going to look like because Kyle Palmieri will be back and healthy by then. He'll be ready to play out here on the ice. Who's the odd man out? Who's going to be sitting out? You know what I mean? That's what I always wonder.
If Bellows doesn't score another couple of goals today, maybe a couple of hat trick, maybe 5, 6 goals, he'll be the guy out. He's always the first guy on the bench. It's not one of the veterans. That much I can guarantee you.
George P. I don't even know what that is. It looks like a different language. I can't even begin. And then Drew L saying here, this new coach looks like more of a balanced coach, equal amount of offense and defense. That's how they should be playing right now. Talking about Lambert tonight, the execution.
I would hate to think that the guys are playing this style of game because Barry Trotz isn't there. That would be concerning to me, honestly. I'm not going to say that's the case, but they are playing better than they have. Now they look good against Buffalo too, but I'm happy with how they came out and played that first period. I love the aggressiveness. I love the fact how we were pressing in the offensive zone. I love the play of Kiefer Bellows, honestly. And I'm looking at the young guys. That's I don't care about the old guys. They're trash as far as I'm concerned. But the younger guys, can they step up? That's because
you can have a few. You have to have older guys mixed in. I'm just saying you can't have.
But I don't need to watch how they play. I know what they're capable of doing, which is very little. It's the new guys. I'm looking to next year already. Oh. I admit it.
I'm looking. I guess I have a little bit of a different mindset than you. When I'm watching these games, Grump, I think to myself, all right, what pieces are we continuing to build on? I really think that there's a few slight changes could move the needle in the right direction in a big way. I don't think we're as good. I don't think we're as bad as we started off the season. But if we go on a huge, 10, 11 game winning streak, I also don't think we're, as good as that winning streak is. You're never as good as you think, and you're never as bad as you think.
You're as good as your record is. You're as good as your record is. That's how good you are, is what your record is. We haven't had a whole lot of guys hurt this year. 2 guys. Everyone's had COVID. The whole freaking league has had it. Yeah. 25% of the players had COVID. It's not an excuse.
It's more than 25%.
Yeah, well,
that was closer to 40 or 50.
Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Nick D saying, "Grump is right again. TJ, step your pronunciation up." Okay,
very true.
Oh, beginning with Barry. James F saying here, guys, it's time to start from scratch again. It's going to take a couple of bad years to regroup. Let's start by trading at the deadline.
Yeah, I'm all for that. I mean, like I said, is this team good enough to win a Stanley Cup? The answer is no. The answer is no. I hate to tell you, the answer is no. So you have to make the team good enough to win a Stanley Cup, and you do that by bringing in younger players and moving the older guys out.
James F saying, and now the 4 games on the West Coast are canceled. Are you guys still going to be on? Yeah, we'll still be podcasting. We're still going to be the normal Wednesday and Saturday podcast during the time period of the next cancellation. Unfortunately, there just won't be any games to cover over that time period. But we'll be talking about the Islanders. We'll be talking. Yes, we're not going to go into dormancy or anything like that. We'll be here, not going anywhere. Yeah, Charles C. I take it he is not a fan of the Islanders. He's saying trash first period, 0 surprise from the Islanders.
Here's an interesting stat. The Islanders are 12-1-1 in their last 14 games on New Year's Eve. But when was the last time they won on New Year's Day? The Cadillac trivia question of the day. I guess they'll let us know later.
Do you know? I don't know. Answer that question. I don't.
I do not. I do not know.
Nick D saying Sportsnet announcers are so boring.
I was going to say maybe it's today will be the last time that they won a game on New Year's Day. That's what I'm hoping for.
That will be. It's funny. You talk about boring announcers. We usually go live during all the games I've been watching now. I either watch with no volume or we're usually live during, whether they're Islander games, whether they're college football games, professional NFL games, doesn't matter. Any game that we cover or I'm usually watching, I'm not listening to the announcers. And I listened to the announcers during the Cincinnati Bearcats, Alabama Crimson Tide college football game. It was awful. Here's the thing. I couldn't listen to somebody else just drone on about talking in this monotone voice. Oh, yeah. And just completely try to perpetuate any type of narrative they have without speaking what's actually going on. That type of stuff drove me nuts. But Grumpy, puck drop in the second period has begun.
Yep. And Chara got away with icing the puck there. We'll take it. No problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be interested to see what adjustments Edmonton makes. I mean, I don't think we could have played much better than we did in the first period. I was really pleased with our performance. Let's see if we can carry it over to period 2. A lot of offensive zone coverage here.
Offensive zone time. Grumpy.
There you
For
go.
Edmonton. And they
Goal
go ahead.
in the
That's
first
a
30
fantastic
seconds.
shot. He puts it in. Oh, Jesus Christ. He just puts it in right over the shoulder. I think he puts it over short side, over the shoulder of Sorokin. Leon Draisaitl goes ahead and nets his first one of the new year. First goal of 2022 for him. Look at this.
Nice job. Is that average? Nope, it's Martin. Oh,
it hits off the skate. I'm sorry. I thought it went top shelf. It hit Martin is battling down low, and it redirects in off of his skate into the Islanders net. Oh, here come the excuses. Puck luck. The pucks just didn't bounce our way. I'll be honest with you. That's one that, that's an unlucky goal and an unfortunate one to give up. But, I mean, that just happens out there on the ice.
That's what happens when you send guys to the front of the net. Things happen.
The City Life Project says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, City Life Project.
Yes, I love that. I love that picture. I just love that little logo.
Tony Cheese saying, I think the offensive line is playing fantastic today. I don't know what offensive line you're talking about, Tony, but
he's talking about you continually to pontificate about offensive line play during the TJ and Grumpy Old Man podcast where we live stream college football games. That's what he's talking about.
A 2-on-1 coming in favor of the Islanders.
Oh.
Ooh.
Koskinen had no idea where that puck was. Just hit him. I'll bet you Darnell Nurse was out there for that.
Is that what you think it is? I think Darnell Nurse was the guy who was sprawling across to prevent the clean shot for the Islander.
No, I doubt that.
But
like I said, again, it's
a great start to the second period.
Yeah, with the fire engine hockey, that's not good for us. You knew that Edmonton was going to come out with more jump in the second period, though, didn't you? Oh my gosh, what a save! What a two spectacular saves by Sorokin.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you talked about how he looked a little shaky, looked a little out of sorts and out of rhythm in the first period. Seems to be settling in just fine in the second period, and that's nice to see. Comforting to see for the Islanders as well.
Those were two spectacular saves.
The puck is tied up behind the Edmonton netminder, and they've got it outlet out of the zone. They're moving up, and they've got it in the Islander zone. Islanders, I'm telling you, you're not seeing a lot of consistent zone pressure, just up and down, up and down, up and down. And these Edmonton Oilers are coming off of 2 losses.
My God, Anders Lee is slow. I'm sorry, my God, he's slow.
Oh yeah, they're coming off losses to the St. Louis Blues of 4-2 earlier on this week, and recently lost to the New Jersey Devils in overtime.
Yeah, before that sequence, Andy Green made a nice play poking the puck away from the Oiler player in the corner, which led to that offensive zone time where Anders Lee just can't skate at all and couldn't get to a prime scoring opportunity. He can't. I mean, when you see the younger guys and their ability to skate, it really highlights how poorly some of our veterans skate.
We're not a great skating team. I mean, there's no way around that. I mean, James F. saying, guys, maybe my traditional New Year's Eve or New Year's quiche. Come over. I live in Bethpage. What is that, Grump? How do you pronounce that?
Bethpage.
Oh, I'm sorry, Grump. You can apologize.
Jesus, my God. Bethpage. Maybe if you actually look at the letters, you'll be able to figure it out.
I multitask. What can I say? And
I'm going to get you. I don't know when your birthday is, but I'm going to get you hooked on phonics or something.
Can you get me the advanced levels? Because I'll need that.
No, you need beginner level. Don't even set your goals that high.
James F. There saying, what time and channel is the outdoor game?
I mean, they used to be on NBC, but I don't know what they're on. Honestly, I don't know. I'm sure the NHL Network is going to show it, but you would think that game they want to put on TNT or TBS. That's their new partner. That's what you would think if you want to get to a larger audience.
I don't know. It's I know that it is. What is it? It's Minnesota against St. Louis, right?
I honestly, I don't even know. I believe it is Minnesota and St. Louis. Yes.
Okay.
But they have a lot of those games. Remember too.
It's going to be on TNT.
It's not the one-off that it used to be. They have like a series of those.
I think it's going to be on TNT. But anyway, Grumpy, not a great second period. I thought we looked the dominant team by a country mile. And again, it's early yet. We're only about 4 minutes into the second period. but I think Edmonton's kind of been carrying the action to us a bit.
There's Anthony Bavillier showing some drive. I don't know where everyone else is. There's my boy Kiefer Bellows.
We're getting a change in.
A
It's
little late to the party.
for both of these teams. Grumpy, you know how to turn it on vibrate, no?
Turn
Your
what?
little iWatch?
No, I do not know how to do that. I already told you that.
Let me see. Can you show me your wrists, by the way, both of them?
See?
I gave you shit about it on the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man podcast. Let me see that one more time. And
Okay,
explain to me, why do you have 2 watches on your hands?
Okay, first of all, one's a Fitbit. I am part of a couple of Fitbit groups, so I have to have that because this thing here that's got all these bells and whistles, it doesn't handle Fitbit. So, there's nothing I can do about that. So I got to wear 2.
There's 2 watches. Mr. B saying, just joining in, Edmonton might have a good trade partner. They always seem to need help in the net. What would your trade with Edmonton look like? The Edmonton, hey, Varlamov to Edmonton is, it's flying around all over the place, Grumpy. And people are saying, oh, why not Varlamov to Edmonton?
I'll take draft picks.
That's it?
Yep. I want draft picks. First rounder. That's what I want. That's what I want. I don't want players. I'm in, hey, let's fill back the cupboards back up. That's what we need to do. That's what I want. In every trade, if I'm moving a veteran, I want draft capital. I'm on the assumption that we're not making the playoffs this year. And you don't think Edmonton's going to give us McDavid and Draisaitl, do you? So
I heard they're giving us McDavid, Draisaitl, and Puljujarvi.
As long as they're not giving us Darnell Nurse.
Oh, good gracious.
How do you think Darnell Nurse would
the only thing I gotta say is the draft capital. If you make a trade like that, you're going to be drafting in like the late to mid 20s every time you've got one of those picks.
That's okay. That's okay. It still works. You're getting $5 million off your cap for a backup goalie. You're trading away a backup goalie for a first round pick, no matter where it is. And you're getting rid of $5 million in cap. What's wrong with that? Our team has no talent in the minors. None. And I said before, I wouldn't mind seeing Casper Holmstrom play at some point in time. I don't think he's very good, but I want to see what he's got. Can he be part of the solution going forward? That's what I want to see. I hate these uniforms. It's just so lazy and uninventive. I don't know who our department of third uniforms is, but they suck.
Oh, Sorokin looking for that ball, looking all about, that's for certain.
And there was Draisaitl standing all alone on the left side of the net.
Yeah, I was about to say, all alone right here. Ooh. He just he slinks his way over here. Andy Green completely unaware and
hits
off the crossbar. Yep, okay. Got it. Yeah, hits off the crossbar. But I mean, you're right. Draisaitl is all alone. Look at this. Just finds a way to say, all right, I'm going to sneak my way on this spot right here. I'm going to anticipate where the puck's going to be. He's looking for that rebound opportunity. Andy Green was nowhere close.
Wide open.
Yeah. Charles C. saying here, a match rigging trash. How many times do I watch the Islanders not even bother to play hockey in the first, and somehow they make opponents not bother either?
It amazes me that one of the top, 5 players in the league is able to just be unencumbered at the side of a net. No one even look at him.
Hey, Andy Green, he's just, he's getting back to hockey form. That's what it is, Grumpy. He just wasn't ready. He just had a mental lapse. That's all it was.
Yeah.
We have looked for as good as we looked in the first period. I think that Edmonton has looked equally as good in the second period. I think it's like the shoes on the other foot in the second period.
This has been an Edmonton period so far. No doubt about it. We're only 6.5 minutes in now.
I don't envision that changing.
We look like we're on it. We look like, honestly,
the ice is tilted.
We look like we're on our heels big time. Bouchard's broke into the lineup this year as defenseman for Edmonton. I don't think he's anywhere near as good as Noah Dobson.
Remember, Evan Bouchard went to pick right before Noah Dobson did. And Evan Bouchard, I remember that year's draft. We were actually, Grumpy Old Man and I went to an Islanders meetup. This is when the Islanders meetup group was in its infancy stage. Do you remember that? We went to an Islanders meetup for the draft party. We met Mikey. That's where we met Mikey Ryan, I believe. And that's where I think we first talked about him. And I remember at that draft, everybody was excited. I mean, we had, what was it, the 12th and the 13th overall pick? And
11th and 12th.
11th and 12th overall picks, and we ended up with Noah Dobson and Oliver Wahlstrom. At that time period, I said, hell, even if we ended up with Evan Bouchard and Noah Dobson, I would not care. Well, that's when we had Doug Waite at the helm, and our defense looked anemic at best. I was like, well, man, you couldn't. I mean, both of them are going to be successful NHLers. I do feel like that much.
Not true.
You don't think Evan Bouchard's going to be successful NHLer?
No, it wasn't. Doug Waite was not the coach then. Barry Trotz was the coach, and Lou Lamoriello was the
We were coming off of Doug Waite being the head coach.
Yes, that's right. But he was no longer in the organization when that draft took place.
Okay. I'm just saying, Evan Bouchard, though, you feel like will be a successful NHLer, no?
I think his skating isn't that great. I think that's the big bugaboo against him. I'd much rather have Noah Dobson. I was glad when Edmonton picked Bouchard. I think it was he number 10 or number 9? He
was number 10. No, I was happy. It literally went right before Noah Dobson. I'm happy we got Dobson, especially looking back and retroactive.
No, remember, Wahlstrom was picked at number 11. Dobson was number 12.
We had both the 11th and 12th picks, so it didn't really matter. It was a formality of who was picked first.
Yeah. I was worried when they picked Wahlstrom. I'm like, oh my God, tell me they're going to pass on Dobson, because he's the guy I wanted all during the pre-draft process, as you remember. Mm-hmm. I was talking about him from mid-season on. That's the guy I want.
Yeah.
And I knew he'd be bad. So, but I did. We actually wound up winning some games down the stretch, which cost us some draft position. I thought we were going to lose him.
Nick D said, Bailey must have incriminating photos on Barry Trotz. That's why he keeps playing. Most teams would have sent Bailey down by now.
Or sat him for a couple of games.
Remember, he had a 2-assist performance against Buffalo. That's good enough to get in the lineup for the next 5 years.
They were the typical Josh Bailey assists, though.
Unfortunately,
nothing to do with the play. I mean, he is what he is. I mean, I just don't understand the love by Islander fans for him, honestly. I don't get it. Don't
Side says he loves Ross Johnson, and Drew L saying nobody wants to do anything when Ross Johnston is out there. Just make him a permanent fourth line enforcer.
That's what he should be. He's better right now than Matt Martin is. I think Matt Martin's play is just falling off the planet.
He's cashed. Matt Martin's cashed out. Don't play him. Wow. When you watch sometimes when some of these teams, when you got skilled players are able to dump the puck in the zone, and you think, again, like I don't think you got a few guys on Edmonton that are as good, if not better, than Matt Barzal. But you look at how many players they have that do the same sort of skill moves where they're able to dump the puck, zip around a defenseman, win the puck along the boards, and keep it in the offensive zone because they're just so skilled offensively. And you think to yourself, we've got really one guy who does that on a consistent basis. And other teams like Edmonton, albeit they have weaknesses on their side, but they have multiple forwards that can do that. You're just like, if we had guys who were able to play a similar style to Matt Barzal, more than one guy like that, we would be dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, we're a one-man offensive team. Here's the thing, and I like what I'm seeing from Bellows and Wahlstrom, but they're not creators.
No.
They're finishers, and we need more creators.
Eve L saying, Happy New Year's, guys. Happy New Year's Eve. Andrew L saying, garbage man Andrews Lee picking up the trash goal in front of the net.
Hey, that's okay. That's what he's there for. That's the one thing he does well. That's it.
Drew L saying, now 4 points in the last 3 games for Kiefer Bellows. And what is it? I think he's on he's had like 6 or 7 points over the last 7 games since he's been back in the lineup or on the first line with Matt Barzal.
Kind of amazing, isn't it?
When he's playing on a top line like that, we had certain guys playing on the top line. They couldn't produce goals at all, but it's almost like all of last year they played 40 games on the first line. Leo Komarov and Josh.
And he was outscored. He was outscored by Kiefer Bellows playing 3.
It's funny.
A really subtly nice defensive shield off by Chara. Coming into zone, a really nice. That's a veteran move.
Yep.
I think Chara's actually played pretty well today.
All he needed was a good long break. He could play about 2 or 3 games, but then he needs about a 10-game stretch or 10-day stretch where he gets a break.
Right. I mean, he just can't do it long term anymore.
And I'm obviously being a bit facetious, but Islanders look like they're trying to gain a little bit of momentum back. We're about at the halfway mark through the period. This period has been all Edmonton, though. It's still been a fire engine style of hockey game. a lot of opportunities, a lot of up and down. This is not the Islanders style. That is for certain. I mean, it plays more into what team is speedier, and Edmonton obviously has the speed advantage over us.
Yes.
And Thomas B., I agree with you. Kiefer Bellows should remain in the lineup, no doubt about that.
Right. I like I said, I want to play all the young guys.
Bad turnover. I'm telling you, we look like we're hemmed in our zone right now.
What has Kyle Palmieri or Zach Parise done this year that warrants playing every night? And Josh Bailey, what have they done that shows that they warrant playing every night?
They don't.
See, that's my thing. They haven't. So why not give the younger guys a chance? You want, in the best case scenario, you want your young guys stepping up and outplaying the veterans and taking their spots. That's what you want. They're young. They're cheaper. They have higher upside. And Absolutely. It looks like Barzal, tried to make a move. Number 37's looked shaky on his skates. I tell you what, I'm going to say it's something with the ice there. We just seem like every team kind of flops around on the ice. I don't know why.
You think I will say the ice surfaces look kind of a little choppy as of the last few games, and I wonder if that's going to be something that they're always dealing with.
Yeah, I'm wondering also.
Anyway,
the fourth line with a little bit of sustained time in the zone, though. Cizikas just knocked on his keister, though.
Cizikas, I like it.
Cizikas.
Now that's it.
Casey Cizikas. I just kind of had them together.
It's Butch Goring.
Yeah, Cizikas. Why not? He can call guys Clutter, Varley, Cizikas.
I actually like Cizikas.
I kind of like it too.
Okay, I was about to say that one. That one might stick. Oh, the Islanders have an opportunity going in. A nice job by Koskinen here with the save against Anthony Beauvillier. Not a strong shot by any stretch of the imagination. He buries it right into the crest of the goalie. Wouldn't you like to see him do a little bit more with that opportunity, Grump?
Yeah, maybe another stride.
Maybe even a wraparound opportunity.
Not a wraparound, but
he's shooting. He's got the puck so far forward. He doesn't get any power behind his shot. I mean, because again, I know he's got the defenseman closing in on him. I don't know. Just maybe a little bit of a move. He just throws it there to the net. It was a good opportunity and chance. I didn't like necessarily the finish or the shot on it, though.
You know what I think is funny? They show the commercial with Nathan MacKinnon. They have Stephen A. Smith saying, what Nathan MacKinnon has been doing his whole life to get better and all this. Do you think Stephen A. Smith has ever watched a hockey game?
He occasionally watches. The only reason I know because it's kind of funny to listen to hear him talk about it. Like he likes the atmosphere and the energy behind it. It'd be like us talking basketball. I don't watch basketball, but once or twice in a blue moon. And if I do, it's college and I'm out watching. It'd be like saying, oh, he likes watching, Olympic hockey. Well, we're asking him to talk about, league play. And he's like, I watched one of those games in the Stanley Cup this recent year. And I noticed there was somebody out here kind of like LeBron James or kind of like a Nathan MacKinnon. So that's pretty cool.
I just think everything was scripted for him. I don't think he even knows who Nathan MacKinnon is. If Nathan MacKinnon walked up and said, hey, how you doing, Stephen? He would, do you need an autograph, son or young man? That's what I think it would be like. You see me on whatever show he's on, First Take or whatever show he's on in the morning.
Well, Nathan MacKinnon, you think about the faces of hockey. MacKinnon, for most fans, I mean, like even like casual sports fans that are not like avid hockey watchers, they wouldn't be able to pick Nathan MacKinnon out without his helmet on. You can pick out Sidney Crosby. You can pick out Alexander Ovechkin because they've been around for so long and they've got iconic faces. It's going to be like that with Connor McDavid too, but not yet. I think Connor McDavid's still a little tough for people who don't watch hockey to know what he looks like, but if somebody doesn't watch hockey but just watches Sports Center, they know who Alexander Ovechkin and Crosby are with that helmet on.
Okay, they just showed Ryan Pulak at 9:53 this morning doing a little bit of skating, and I just wonder, does that mean less ice time for Noah Dobson? And that would be a crime.
That would be a crime. That would be a freaking crying shame. That would be awful. Look at the performance. And they also said Kyle Palmieri's back out there skating.
I don't care. I don't want to see him either. He's an F- in my book. And I'm being generous.
And then Thomas B. Yep saying Bellows should stay in the lineup. Drew L. saying our power play is godly with Kiefer Bellows and Wallstrom in it.
Two shooters. Put shooters on the power play. I never understood why we're playing a bunch of won't shoot the puck guys. Bailey, Leddy before him. Bailey should never even sniff a power play chance. Ever. Never freaking ever. You got Barzal out there with Dobson. You put Anders Lee in front of the net, and you have Wahlstrom and Bellows shoot. It was a nice little play by number 2. Of course, he lost the puck, but that's all right. He looked pretty doing it. That's
Mr. B,
Edmonton in a nutshell, right?
Mr. B saying, we were up late last night. Go get yourself a couple beers and come back. Yeah, that's
Pretty
what
much.
we did.
Yeah, we did the Georgia Michigan game last night.
Wish it was a
I
little.
totally I did not think, because the warden even asked me, he's like, what time is your game today? I said, oh, it's probably 7:30. And then I got the notification. I'm like, oh my God.
A lot of covering of sports we do, Grump. That's what it is.
That's true.
Well, we've got an opportunity. A nice little chip and chase here by Parise. Loses the puck a bit.
Do you expect anything from that line, though? Go Ross. Ross
Nice
the
shot.
boss in front
Ross
of the net.
is fighting down there in front of the net, that's for certain. And
Nice steal back by Parise. Let's give credit where credit's due.
Parise is a guy who's got a motor for certain. He just doesn't score, and he doesn't assist, and doesn't create much offense. Right? He's your quintessential. Okay, he could be a bottom 6 guy that just is, hey, I'm a grinder here. I no longer have the offensive touch, but I'm an energy guy.
That's a
good. I'm
fourth
glad
liner.
well, here's the thing. I'm glad he's embraced that. You know what I mean? Because one of the items we had talked about, would he embrace something like that? That was the issue with him in Minnesota. He was upset that he was not playing top 6 minutes. Would he embrace the idea of him being more of a grinder type? And I think he definitely has embraced that full force.
And I think the biggest issue in Minnesota is because for that skill set that he has now, he was getting paid $7.5 million a year, where now he's making $750K. So to me, if he's a guy on your fourth line, I think he's certainly better than Casey Zizekas. I think Casey Zizekas is cash too.
Wow.
I mean, that contract they gave him that's another albatross waiting to happen. But I mean, Clutterbuck's in the last year of his deal. He's playing hard. Matt Martin's just a wasteoid. He's easily replaced by Ross Johnston. I don't know. I don't think he's a third line player. I think Parise's a fourth line guy at this stage of his career.
Our fourth line is so filled out, though. We don't have anybody. Think about it. Like, I think Cal Clutterbuck's had a good bounce back season, but I mean, tell me that a Cal playing type and Zach Parise are not interchangeable. I think Cal's had a good season. Cal is much more of an agitator. They both have different styles per se, but production and what they bring on the ice, I think they're very similar in that regard.
Clutterbuck's been by far the best member of the formerly known as the identity line. I mean, to me, Zizekas and Martin have been the 2 weak links on that line this year.
For certain. And Scott L saying Ryan Nugent-Hopkins not in the lineup for Edmonton.
I'm surprised. Maybe he's got something going on now. He just was re-signed this offseason to a really good deal, I think. But he's always had the issues with, who are you going to play him with? He's certainly a top 6 forward type. I think he played better when Draisaitl's with him. But Draisaitl plays better when he's with McDavid. I mean, you'd love to be able to split those guys up. Oh, my goodness gracious. Turnover by Matty B. Led to a chance there.
We look in shambles right now.
Yeah, Andy Green did not look good there. They look like they're on a power play. Like I said, we haven't been to the box yet, thank goodness, because they just score on us if they want a power play.
We are very fortunate, that is correct, not to have committed an infraction. It's only a matter of time, though, before Zdeno Chara unintentionally goes ahead and throws the puck out of the surface, or Zdeno Chara goes ahead and takes a clutching or grabbing penalty just because he's not moving his feet. I'm shocked he hasn't taken anything like that just quite yet.
Yeah. I mean, but if you told me going into the third, and it's still 5 minutes to go, of course, but if you told me going to the third period with 1-1 with Edmonton, I'm like, okay, that's good. That's good for us. It's a game we can win.
Yeah, for certain, Grump. I don't disagree. And then, Dirk C saying, Frosches Neues, a Jahr from Germany. I think it's Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
I have to think so. I don't think Dirk is cursing us out right now. I'm going to say he's probably saying Happy New Year.
Absolutely. And then Dirk C also saying Bellows getting better with every game he plays.
That's what happens when you actually play young guys for an extended period of time. They get better.
And then Drew
you think Josh Bailey's going to be getting better every game he plays? Looks like he gets worse.
Druel said, TJ, if you're talking about system guys, Pelech is a prime example of a system defenseman for certain.
True.
Yep. The system has brought out the best in Adam Pelech as a defenseman. And
Right.
I'm not saying he wouldn't be successful anywhere else in the league, but we've seen nice opportunity. And a shot. Holy crap. Was that just a fantastic save, or did he hit the crossbar on that?
No, that was a really good save.
Who the hell shot was that? What an opportunity. What an opportunity. What a quick release, and a great job of picking his spot. An even better save, though, by Koskinen. And just like that, we have all that pressure. Boom. McDavid puts it on a stick, and he just goes ahead and skates through about 2 or 3 Islanders and is able to completely flip the ice.
That's what individual skill can do for you. That's why you want skilled players on your team.
For certain. I mean, I'll tell you, Sorokin's been good. He's been tested once here in the second
He
period.
made a couple of spectacular saves.
I agree. But other than that, it was a one save. He's not really been tested all that much today. Like some days we have to rely upon him and his individual brilliance to keep us in a game. He hasn't been pressed or hard pressed as much today, Grump.
True. Particularly with the talented team we're playing against. They've had a lot of zone time in the second period, but not a whole lot of quality chances.
And then Drew L saying, Varlamov's system. He's a system goalie. He definitely benefits from the system. No doubt about that. James F saying, guys, I was ready to go to my first game at UBS Arena, but it was canceled.
I think they're trying to tell you something, James.
They're saying you don't need to worry about going to the games this year. No, all joking aside, of course. CJ Scoots says Darnell Nurse is probably $1.5 million overpaid, but that's Edmonton premium in action, I think.
I think it's even more than that. I just don't think much of him.
Ariel C said, did you guys see what Trotz said about Palmieri when he's healthy? He might not be back in.
Let's see. Actions speak louder than words.
So here's what I think about that. Is he just trying to get Palmieri motivated so when he comes back he'll be more prone to more energy and possible production on the ice? Because I look at it like this. If he truly does not play Kyle Palmieri and plays the younger players that are performing, I'll be happy and kind of saddened in the same time. And let me explain my rationale behind it. I will be happy that Barry Trotz is breaking a little bit of that slavish devotion he has to players that get paid and older players. I'll be a little saddened the fact that the guy we had to re-sign this offseason, the guy we had to give $5 million to stay here, and that took a hometown discount to stay with the New York Islanders, is getting paid $5 million a year, is not even good enough to be in our lineup on a consistent basis. That I will be sad about.
Well, I called it was a mistake when they re-signed him. It was a mistake when they traded for him, and the mistakes just keep on piling up. Stop going for guys in their 30s who are just average players on shitty teams.
That, though, was a fantastic save by Koskinen against Anthony Beauvillier. Fantastic. It was a great job by Bellows kind of staying on sides there to keep that rush alive. Kiefer
Bellows has shown that he deserves to play in the NHL, period.
For certain he does. Dirk C saying, our pick, Ruslan Ishikov, is doing great here at Alder Mayhem.
Mannheim.
Adler Mannheim after his injury. 5 points in 4 games. Grump, I'm sorry. I can barely pronounce the English language, let alone others.
You can't read. It's reading. It's not like I'm up on all the German teams.
I thought maybe you just watch German hockey on a more consistent basis, Grump.
No, I watched less German hockey than you.
Oh, fair enough. And here we've got Jimmy S saying, hey TJ, hey Grumpy, good to see you again. What's up, Jimmy? And Happy New Year.
Jesus, they just got scored on again right at the end. Guess who was my pal Darnell Nurse?
Hey, overpaid Darnell Nurse, right?
Absolutely, he's overpaid. That's a killer goal to give up. Mayfield again. Well, that's all starts once again with 1, 2, 3 saves, and it pops out. Yeah. Ugh. Not good. Not good.
Not at all.
Beauvillier's got to do better clearing the puck there.
Jesus.
But here we're in scramble mode, and all because Connor McDavid is so dynamic around the front of the net. That's what led to the whole thing. Skilled players doing skilled things leads to chances for other. We have to make sure we get out of this period without giving up another goal right now.
We talked about how the ice was tilted in Edmonton's favor this period. Certainly has, right? They respond back. They score 2 goals in the second. Yikes if they are able to score another one. The way they've been playing, it wouldn't shock me. I mean, these are not any of the faults of Sorokin, right? It's not like it's been poor goalie play or a weak he let in here or there. It's one that goes ahead and gets redirected into the net off the skate. First one, and that one is just poor clearance.
Yeah, Matt Martin scored his first goal in over a year today, just against us.
I was about to say Matt Martin. Okay, fair enough. Robert G said Trotz does not need to take Bellows out of the lineup. He's showing some mettle. Sit Palmieri on his return.
Yeah, the only thing is he's going to make sure that he gets Palmieri back at the lineup at the expense of Bellows. That's what'll happen. He can't. He might say that he's going to do that. He's not going to do that though.
Michael T says, program alert. Grumpy missed the first few minutes of this game.
Yeah, true.
Alex D saying hi. What's up, Alex? How are you? Mario saying, TJ, if you believe that it was
Alexis, by the way. That's Alexis, by the way.
Alexis D. I'm sorry. I said Alex. What's up, Alexis? I apologize. Reading the English language is something I also struggle with. Mario says, TJ, if you believe that Titanic load of bullshit that Trotz just spilled about Palmieri, then I've got a few bridges to sell you.
Yeah, he's not going to. We'll talk about that in the post-game podcast.
For certain, we will.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. My thoughts on the subject. We'll talk. We'll pontificate on it later. That's for
gotcha. Well, thank you, Grumpy. And then Drew L saying here, it could be worse, Grumpy. We've got Michael Doug Cole out there in place of Josh Bailey instead.
What's the difference? There is no difference between the two of them. Have you noticed Josh Bailey at all today? I swear it's almost like he hasn't played this game. He's just invisible.
He'll find a way to trickle himself.
They won't even pass the puck to him. Barzell won't even pass it to him.
Holy shit. What the hell took so long for the wine and fire on the side?
Yeah, there was Bailey, and he tried to pass out of a shot attempt, of course.
A nice hip check there. Well, he unfortunately skates right past Andy Green, but it was a nice attempt on the hip check. Gosh. Jesus Christ. We look like we're in scramble mode. Please let the last minute end without giving and surrendering another goal against. Nick D said he thinks it's a Canadian border thing. It blocks the American teams from playing in Canada, I believe. Ooh, good opportunity there for the Islanders.
Yeah. Oh, nice constant trying
to there, but driving the net. And then as it coming right back the other way. I'm telling you, it's been exciting hockey to watch, though. Not this period for the Islander fans, but the first period was exciting. I think we looked really confident.
I enjoyed the first period, not so much this one.
Because we've been getting the ice has been taken, the puck has been taken to us.
Yeah, if we're playing like we did the first period, we're a fun team to watch.
For certain.
I mean, this second period is like, no, not good. Look at how good. What a skater.
I talk about how quick Matt Barzal is. I think that Connor McDavid, I know that Matt Barzal won the fastest skater the last time they did the All-Star, but Connor McDavid's so damn fast.
Yeah,
he covers ground so quickly.
Yeah, and there's the end of the second period. Matt Martin had his cursory twirl around the ice there. Besides scoring for Edmonton to tie the game up, is what it is.
Islanders are down 2-1 going into the third period, grumpy old man.
Yeah.
The style that they've been playing out here on the ice is not the Islanders.
Right here to Bailey and
okay. I saw that. I was like, why the fuck is he not shooting? I saw that. I'm like, man, shoot the damn puck.
Because that's Bailey in a nutshell. That's Bailey in a nutshell. He sucks. I'm sorry. I know I say it all the time, but it doesn't get any less true.
Well, here is the stat line here from the second period, grumpy old man. Islanders are outshot 10-5, talking about how they kind of took it to us a bit, making the game totals again. And now the Oilers have the advantage, the shot advantage.
And honestly, for all the zone time that they had, 10 shots was not bad for us to give up. The thing is, we gave up the 2 goals. The one was that scramble play, but the first one was the Matt Martin, not taking his guy out and leading to the shot off his skate.
Oh, man, we lost a
Let's
lot of
make sure-
face-offs too. Jesus.
Yeah, let's make sure we get through all these comments if we
Let's
could
go.
during intermission here, so we're not
Well, Grump
backed up.
is intermission. And you know what intermission brings?
The ad from DraftKings.
That's correct. Hockey fans, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has a no-brainer offer that will make you a winner once a single shot gets past the goalie. New customers can bet just $1 on any NHL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores. The NHL got rid of ties in 2005, so you know somebody is going to light the lamp. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, no worries. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes all season long with the DraftKings Daily Fantasy Hockey Contest. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code THPN and throw down $1 on any NHL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a goal. That's promo code THPN this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. You must be 21 years or older in New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. A minimum of a $5 deposit and a $1 wager is required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, if you had a gambling problem, would you actually call that line, or would you just continue gambling?
You'd have to be at rock bottom. I see that every time I read that. I'm like, I feel like somebody would. I'm sure it helps somebody and some people out, right? That's why they have it. But
I think somebody else will have to make that call for you. Oh, Dan Reeves, former coach of the Broncos, the Giants. Oh, what a shame.
mhm.
And he was a pretty good player himself, playing for the Cowboys.
Frank K also saying here, Bellows is a beast. Can't wait to see him score 20 to 25 goals for another team.
See, you had to have the pause there for another team. See, should have been 3 dots for another team, or you should have just read it like that.
You know what, Grump? You got the next one here.
Okay. Bellows looking great. Look what happens when young guys get more playing time. Spot on. That's right, Josh.
And it's Frank K saying, screw the fisherman shit. Canucks Central saying, let's go Canucks.
I like the Canucks. I like to see them do well.
Yeah, I was about to say, Bruce Boudreau has got that team firing in the right direction. It's crazy how a coaching change can really go ahead and ignite the team.
Did they beat the Kings the other night? I don't know if they beat the Kings because they could have set a record for most consecutive wins.
They lost in shootout.
Oh, okay. Well,
he would have been atop the heap. So he only had 7. He won 7 games in a row. First, he's tied there for the most games won consecutively in a row for a new coach being supplanted in for a new team.
You know, you look at the Canucks; they had many different logos throughout their history.
Tony Cheese. Oh, he was saying hooked on phonics has worked for me. Yeah, the Canucks have had many. I'll be honest with you. I kind of like their retro one with like Paul Bunyan or whoever the hell it is for the Canucks.
That's Johnny Canuck.
I was about to say
Paul
Johnny
Bunyan,
Appleseed.
Johnny Canuck.
It's Johnny Appleseed, Grumpy.
That's never no. It's Johnny Canuck. Okay, not Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Canuck. They had the old original one, which they've gone back to occasionally, just like the little rink size blue logo with the white hockey stick. Shannon is interviewing Josh Bailey. I can imagine, boy, the meeting of the minds with that one. Then they had that skate, which I kind of always liked. And remember, they had the orca on there, and they had a number of different ones. Yeah, they had like the whale. Remember?
I didn't know what type of animal it was. I just thought, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Johnny Canuck, not Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Canuck.
Johnny Canuck, the Johnny Canuck logo. See, like I like this Johnny Canuck one.
I do too. I think it's great.
I'm not from Canada, but if I was a Canadian, I think
that's a uniform I'd get. I like that.
I'm about to say, no problem at all with that. And then Jewel saying, Grumpy, to be fair, this is Buffalo. Anyone plays well against Buffalo. Against them, the minus, the first 10 regular season games of the year.
That's true, but you know what? When you're a team that's struggling, you got to take, any positive you can.
Andrew L saying, look how crisp that power play looks without Josh Bailey. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Hold on. Who the hell is that? Butch Goring?
That's Butch wearing a hat.
Is he wearing a hat over his headset?
Here's the thing. He knew I was wearing a hat today, so he figured he was going to
Hold on. Is Butchie wearing a freaking hat over his headset?
Yes.
What? I've got such a gigantic head. I don't think I could purchase a hat that would fit over my headset.
Yeah, okay, you have totally other issues. What can I tell you?
Boy, just wearing a hat over his headset. Okay, sorry, I didn't know that. Paulo C said, Grumpy, Boston is only 4 points ahead of us with a game in hand. And good news, they're losing 3-1 to Buffalo after the first 2 periods. And the other 5 teams ahead of us, I think we can catch. Well, I will say, I think Boston nodded back up at 3 apiece, but I'll have to look at it. I'm sorry, I'm late on the comments.
What a shock.
Yeah, Grumpy, you know what? Need any shit from the
Boston's going to get better in the second half of the season.
I
firmly believe that.
They struggled early. I think, especially when you add Tuukka Rask back in the picture, I think that really helps them out. I think Jeremy Swayman can be the goalie long term there. He's not ready to be the guy long term yet. And the Linus Ullmark signing just left me scratching my head. I didn't understand why they signed him.
It was a stopgap signing.
Signed him for 4 years.
Well, maybe they didn't know if Rask was coming back. That's the whole thing. I don't know. Like I said, there's still a lot of teams ahead of us in the standings. A lot. So,
I mean, you look in Linus Ullmark, you look at the save percentage is good, but I'm sorry, he just doesn't fit there, in my opinion.
And Boston is 6 points ahead of us. Not to be a stickler, but 6 points ahead.
Josh H saying power play has been good lately.
Young guys who are not afraid to shoot the puck. It's amazing.
And then Nander F says $36 a month to watch my beloved Islanders in Canada. Go Islanders, go! Welcome to the channel, Nander. Well, now you got 2 individuals here that can comment on it and give you the unvarnished truth on what's going on too with the Islanders. You've got here Jewel saying Buffalo ruined Jeff Skinner and almost ruined Taylor Hall.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin Adams is a great GM. You got to hire a good GM. I think the ownership group is good, but you got to be able to hire a good GM and a good coach. It's the most important thing.
Michael T. Grumpy, this might be a question for you. Well, hold on a second.
Hey, TJ, you're the football guy. I'm playing in my championship game. I got Kittle and Ertz. If Garoppolo doesn't play, should I start Ertz in place of Kittle? No. Even though Kittle had a bad week last week, he's still Trey Lance is going to throw to George Kittle. That for certain he's going to do.
Yeah,
he's going to run. He's going to run more, but he's going to go to that safety net, which is George Kittle.
I was about to say I'd go there with Kittle.
They only have so many weapons, right?
Swerve. Kittle. Look at this. What is this, Grumpy? That's like the Minnesota Wild. That's a cool little logo right here.
I love. I mean, that one looks like he stuck his finger in a light socket, but I love the Wild logo. I think it's so creative how they have the northern outside view with the eye and the sun and all that stuff. I think it's great.
You about to say the Northern Lights?
No.
Okay.
I was going to say Northwestern, but they're not really West. They're Central.
Okay.
I love their logo. I think it's really good.
Josh H says here, these full weeks off suck. You can't get any rhythm. I do agree with that. It's tough to get rhythm when you've got all these. I don't understand why they keep getting canceled, postponed. It's making really it look like, oh, okay, what's going on here? It just doesn't look good. It's not a good look for the NHL.
It's not.
I mean, there's nothing they can do about it, but it's not.
I mean, they are what they are. They're not like the NFL says, screw you. I don't care if your whole team's on COVID. We're playing those games.
You could have half of your active roster on COVID. No, the best we could do is we can move the game back 2 days for you from Sunday to Tuesday. That's best case scenario for you. Other than that, you better find a whole bunch of people that you could just fill in on that. Scott L saying, TJ, I've got that same shirt. I appreciate it. It's one of the newer shirts I got. Grumpy, I'm actually pissed off at you, Grump.
Why is that?
You got your Islanders Never Say Die merchandise in, and you're not wearing it.
I'm going to wear it for the podcast after the show. I'm going to put one on. I didn't know which one to wear, and I've made a decision now.
Okay. Oh, man. And then Paulo C said, I believe. And Kittle's a beast, Josh H. is saying here. Swerve 951 saying the geriatric Islanders.
True.
Yep. Unfortunately, it's way too true. We got here. Swerve is also saying here, can you see now why we got rid of Parise with a wink? Yes.
Yeah, because he sucks. He's finished. I mean, I could have told you that. He
Yeah.
was a healthy scratch at the end of the year. That's all you needed to know. He was a healthy scratch at the end of the year. Couldn't even get on the ice. That was going to be our third line savior, right, DJ? 15 to 20 goals, you said.
Bullshit. I did not say 15 to 20.
Absolutely, you
Stop
did.
with that
Okay,
shit,
no,
man.
we don't
Stop
have time for
with
that. More comments.
Yeah, okay. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Jewel said Bellows is a playmaker too. He shows he's competent. He's a power forward. I'm not sure. And like, I'm not sure he's a guy where I'm like, okay, when he's skating, he could go ahead and make an outlet pass. He can go ahead and find an open man when they're in like set up in position. But like, do I think that Kiefer Bellows can skate down the ice, swerve through defenders, and hit open men? That's not the strongest part of his game. Could he do it? I'm sure, maybe. That guy's more of a shooter and a guy who could provide offense through passing as well, but not skating. And
I'm going to tell you what, I take him at his salary over Anders Lee every day of the week. Anders Lee can't skate at all anymore either. Don't tell me it's still the knee. He just looks slow out there.
Yeah. Josh, well, he couldn't skate before he had the torn ACL.
He looks worse now. He's 31?
Josh H saying here, I knew Parise was a mistake. This team's obsession with old players drives me nuts.
True.
I'll tell you.
That should give you a hint about the shirt I'm going to wear in the post-game podcast.
Oh, good gracious. Oh, goodness, grumpy old man. I tell you. Paulo C said, Grumpy, the player I'm starting to hate more than Bailey is Martin. Don't play him, please. You don't need to play players that are easy to replace.
Here's the difference. Martin plays limited minutes on the fourth line. Josh Bailey is playing on the first line. He's a liability. And he makes way less money. Martin makes way less money than Josh Bailey does. That's my issue with them. They're both 32, 33. They both are finished.
Mario's saying, I'd love to see the Islanders versus the Oilers in a Winter Classic. Time for the NHL to start scheduling Winter Classics based on historic playoff series.
I'd like to see Montreal against Boston.
Drew L saying, Grumpy's got the drip. Grump, do you know what the drip is?
No.
The drip is like
sounds like a venereal disease. You got the drips. You don't have that. Just to let people know.
You don't have a venereal disease, Grump?
No.
I'm glad. The drip, he was talking about when you showed both of your watches. Do that one more time. They have like a meme for it, and you know TikTok. I've told you about TikTok before.
I've heard of it. It's a clock. I know. It's a little video thing that I don't know. It's a little video.
And when people they try to flex on other individuals with all the stuff, all the drip they have, and it's like they'll play certain songs with it. And I wish I could pop up one of those songs, but I don't remember the name of it, but I would do it, and you could go ahead and show us your little Fitbit and your watch over here with your drip. Yeah, that's it. And then US said, is anybody watching this game on ESPN Plus? I can't find it anywhere on their website. No, it's not actually on ESPN Plus. That's why we relate to the show today, because I watch all of mine on ESPN Plus and I stream it. This is one of those that are an NHL center, or what are they? NHL Network exclusive. And so when it's an NHL Network exclusive, they don't have the game on ESPN Plus, and that also means they don't allow you to stream NHL Network. You can only watch NHL Network on your TV. So I had to find a way to circumnavigate the system in order to find a way to stream it. But it took us about 15 minutes or something like that. That's why we were a little late to today's show. Yeah. Christopher Clark saying, I so agree. Trade him, talking about Varlamov, and get draft picks, as many as we can get.
That's right. I'm talking about Varlamov. 100% agree.
Drew L saying, yeah, we're desperate for prospects.
Yep.
That for certain we are. And then, Josh H saying, I'm just able to watch on MSG Plus. Mario saying, I'd love draft picks, but then I remember who's making the picks. Holmstrom, Bolduc. Need I say more?
Well, maybe, like I said, I think that Lou picks players based on what the coach wants. If the coach wanted more of an high-flying system, maybe they try to draft skill players. That's not what Barry Trotz wants. But we have to do that. We need more skill in the organization, not just drafting Lundkrantz's because, hey, they play on the fourth line on some obscure team in Europe. No, sorry.
Robert G saying, I agree, Grump. These jerseys are horrible.
They used to be worse when they were black and white. They look like a black and white cookie when they played against the Rangers at Yankee Stadium one year.
Well, Dirk C saying, finally, Grumpy, you're getting smarter by saying Simon Holmstrom needs to play. I love it. I like what you did there, Dirk.
I knew I was hoping Dirk was listening today. And I actually, when I said that, I was expecting a comment from him. Thank you, Dirk. But yes, I want to see what he can do because this way it's easy for me to drop him. All right, he really sucks out loud. Move on from him. He's going to be the new Josh Bailey for me. I can already tell you.
Swerve 951 says Edmund Chuck should be an easy 2 points, even for the Islanders.
Oh man, I don't know. Not looking that way now.
This game is the under. He took this game on the under 6.
I think that's a good choice. Man, six was wow. That's a lot.
They were expecting Edmonton to put up goals, I guess, aplenty against the Islanders. And then maybe the Islanders to hit a few, counterattacks in order to score. But under 6, it looks like you're in good shape there, Swerve. I'll tell you. Right now we're at 3. So
unless they go up 3-1 and then they put in, hey, let's pull our goalie with 10 minutes to go and give him another couple.
Yeah, it's about the worst case scenario there for you. Drew L says, "Is Grumpy drinking oil? What is that?"
No, it's a little grape drink. I take a little grape packet and I put it in my little water bottle, and that's what I drink. Grape. It's a great packet.
James F saying, Grumpy, I love these uniforms. I bought this Sorokin jersey. I never want to see a fisherman jersey ever. Oh, wait. The way they're playing reminds me of the fisherman era. Maybe they should wear them.
I like the fact that it's so different. That's why I enjoy it.
I've got to show you something. Tony Cheese sent me, Grumpy Old Man, and he's not. I don't know if he's a fan of the fisherman jersey or not. Tony Cheese did send me this.
I just want to answer the Cadillac trivia question. The Islanders have never won on New Year's Day.
Remember, we said possibly today, but maybe not. In the same token, they're talking about it was a Jets. This is talking about the toilet bowl. The Jets were playing. The Jets were playing. Who were they playing this last week?
Jacksonville.
They're playing Jacksonville. That's right. And somebody broke out the fisherman jersey.
I love the fisherman jersey.
And Tony Cheese made sure I had to know.
I am gonna wear the fisherman jersey.
Oh, good gracious!
I'm gonna wear it sometime. I am. I have one.
Gonna break out the fisherman jersey. Christopher Clark saying here, I'd love to see what Lambert's lineup would look like with a healthy roster. I believe it would be a lot different.
I'm gonna say that Barry still put that lineup out there. I mean, he might not be there, but I don't think they're giving Lane Lambert control of what's going on. The Islanders come out, start this third period with a little bit of jump with our vaunted identity line.
You gotta love it, don't you? We put our identity line out there. We put our identity line out there against Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid.
We're just asking for trouble, aren't you?
Maybe we should put Daniel Chara and Andy Green as our defensive pairing.
It reminds me of an old. It reminds me of an old Far Side cartoon. You remember the Far Side, TJ?
No. Far Side. What is that?
The Far Side. The Far Side.
What the hell is that?
Okay, you need to look up. You need to look up the Far Side. They had some great cartoons, little plays on words, just fantastic. There was one where the bottom read "Trouble Brewing," and they showed Doreen's nursery, and right next to it was Ed's dingo farm, and they had all the dingoes standing up on the top of the fence, and they said "Trouble Brewing." Remember, the dingo ate my baby. Do you remember that?
I do remember. Oh, this guy. He's an artist. What do he do? He looks like what other things? They
were comics, like comics.
You said cartoon. I was thinking about something that was on TV.
No, Gary Larson. That's who wrote it. Yeah, Gary Larson. I mean, they're hilarious. There was another one where I saw with they show two spiders standing on top of a tree, and one of them had a whole bunch of web on the bottom. He says, and the other guy had a mask on. Did I scare you, Bob, or what? It's like he scared the shit out of him, but it was web all over the floor. I mean, it's just funny stuff. Or another one where you have the warden dog, that's the wife, and the Studley male dog, and he's got a backyard hose into his mouth filling up with water. And the warden dog comes out and says, Going to be hanging out with your buddies again, huh? Like he had to load up so he could piss all over the neighborhood.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Fun, I mean, kind of quirky stuff. I loved them. I thought they were hilarious.
Scott L saying here, I appreciate you filling me in on that, Grump. Those are kind of interesting. Well, now you know if I ever get grumpy and Islanders Never Say Die podcast Secret Santa, I know what I should get them.
I have books on that stuff. I do, and I thought they're great.
Scott L saying here, guys, we lost an icon yesterday. No small tribute for
Betty White.
Great, Betty White.
I thought she was going to make it to 100. She missed by just a couple of weeks. You haven't heard anything from her in like the last year or so. And the Islanders have tied it up. Anthony Beauvillier.
Beauvillier makes contrition for his poor defensive clearance as of early, right? And one that was absolutely robbed by Koskinen earlier on. And Anthony Beauvillier is able to go ahead and notch one on his belt. Another goal.
Ross Johnston with a nice safe dump in. And who goes down low? Jarnek, our pal Jarnek. And
Jarnek does a fantastic job of winning that opportunity.
Yep.
And Beauvillier is just there all alone on the side. Look at this. You talk about
there you go. Beautiful. And I want to say that Lambert has shifted up the lines a little bit.
Yep. Yes, he has.
Boston, by the way, has beaten Buffalo in overtime, 4-3.
I do see that. Yes, they did. And shootout, I believe it was, or overtime. But yeah, Grump, I'll tell you, nice response back early in the third period for the Islanders.
And the guy who was demoted was Beauvillier, because now you see the never scoring Zach Parise on the second line.
I cannot believe Zach Parise is on the second line.
I can. The only guys who ever get punished are the young guys, never the old guys.
Charles C. You're right, Grumpy.
Yes, thank you.
Charles C. saying here, how many times has the equalizer, have there been an equalizer right at the start, and now we've got to wait until the end of the period to see if someone scores another one? Textbook.
True.
Brian J. saying, Lou Lamoriello didn't even want to draft Austin Matthews. What does that tell you?
Oh, I don't know about that. He was the consensus #1 pick. I don't know about that.
James F. saying, speaking of jerseys, I hate it when fans wear a jersey at a game for a team that's not even playing. And I just saw a fan wearing a Rangers jersey. That bothers me to the max.
Yeah, I just think, it's a Ranger fan.
I'll one up you. I don't like when people wear a jersey to a sporting event of a team or for a different sport. That stuff, I'm just like, why? I don't get that. And maybe they're trying to do it to be a little quirky, like, haha, I'm a Ranger fan. But it'd be like if I go to an Islander game and I see somebody wearing a Bayern Munich jersey, I'm like, why? I don't understand. Josh H. say they desperately need to go on a winning streak, but this team can't even put two in a row together.
You never know. We could do it now. Look at Ross just barreling in there, enables Jarnak to get nice access to that puck.
Do you think if Zach Parise's there, do you think Zach Parise puts that in or is in that spot?
No.
Mario says Bellows is playing like he is begging to be put on witness protection program. Oh, man. I was about to say, yeah, he better watch out if he continues to play that well.
Yeah, I think he's been playing well.
I'm talking about how he's going to be whacked, Grump, because he's playing so well and he's young.
Oh, okay.
Bocephus says, I wanted the Tarasenko trade before the season. Ooh,
so did we.
Started Bocephus.
You could have had Tarasenko instead of Palmieri. It's just that plain and simple. Could have had him.
Instead, we've got Kyle Palmieri, the guy who might be healthy scratched here because, right, his spot's not guaranteed, quote unquote. But the Islanders, I'll tell you, they started off here with a quick goal, notching the game up at 2 apiece. It was a fantastic play by Zarnak, too. He won that puck all along the boards. He stole that there from Edmonton down low, and a good job fighting in front of the net. That was a fantastic job by him.
Nice body check by Salo for the Edmonton Oilers entering the zone.
Yep. Another thing I will say about this game, for as high-powered of an offense as Edmonton is, I think Salo, who has made young players' mistakes and a rookie's mistakes, he has looked much more sound back here this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't know how much ice time he's been getting today, but he's been not noticeable, and I mean that in a good way.
Okay. Well, there's a reason why he has not looked like he has been creating too many defensive mistakes. He's only played 9 minutes. He only has 9 minutes of ice time
There you go.
right now in the third. Yikes.
Like I said, I don't mind him playing, but I didn't think his play justified him getting 20 plus minutes a night like he was getting prior to this last break.
You'll be happy to know that Zdeno Chara is well on track for another 20-minute performance here this afternoon.
They love him. They love him. I mean, but he's been okay today.
He is. I'll be honest with you. He has not been an issue. He's not had glaring issues. That was a nice wraparound attempt there by Matt Barzal as well.
He never even got close. I think he was trying to bank it off the guy's skate, maybe, perhaps. He didn't have a whole lot of leverage on that. So
we've got here Brian J saying Lou Lamoriello and Trotz can take it deep. And then Drew L says, I like this Lambert guy. He should be the next head coach.
I like Lane Lambert too.
Charles C. saying such a lame hockey. Teams come to the Islanders to snooze their way through the at least 2 periods.
That's true.
Oh, man. This guy else saying everything about basketball sucks. And then James F. saying ESPN, they never talk about hockey, always basketball.
Yeah, it's a basketball network.
Paulo C. said, for Varlamov, Edmonton doesn't have much to offer. Maybe Jesse Puljujarvi. I don't think they could afford to give him up. So a first round pick is most likely. Yeah, I was about to say they're probably not getting rid of Puljujarvi. He's played well.
I want draft picks anyway. Oh my goodness gracious, Clutterbuck! What the heck are you doing? Skating right out in front of the net. Oh, nice body check by Mayfield. Leads to a turnover, and he exits the zone slowly, of course. And that looks like, well, maybe there was a deflection because that could have been icing. But the Islanders have come out and played very well so far this period. So maybe it's a harbinger of things to come.
Warzone senior citizen saying here, I do Varlamov for Puljujarvi as well. But I don't think they do something like that. Edmonton wouldn't. That is. Protect the fourth line guys. Yeah, I tell you. John Smith saying that's the problem. Our team in a nutshell. We have 6 to 7 fourth line guys. Yep.
Right. That's not what we need. We don't need bottom 6 guys. We need top 6 guys.
For certain. Look at this. I mean, Edmonton again. Ooh. A sloppy pass by the Islanders, so are not able to capture any type of odd man break.
Edmonton looks sloppy defensively.
I was going to say Edmonton with another sloppy pass.
Kiefer Bellows with the shot on goal.
I was about to say Constantine. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Maybe he wasn't expecting a shot from that angle. It kind of caught him odd. He was standing up and down, didn't get down quick enough, and Kiefer said, all right, we're going to put that shot low, and it almost snuck past Koskinen.
He's got a real quick release. Like I said, he's played well again today. Is he the greatest skater in the world? No, he's not. But he does a lot of things well. And he shoots a puck. And he's got a good shot.
Run it back Logan says, what do you guys think? Do you think they can pull it out?
Yes, I do. We've never won a New Year's Day game. Wouldn't this be a great time to beat that?
Absolutely.
I never realized we'd never won a New Year's Day game.
We only played in 7 of them, though.
Okay, 0-7 isn't good any way you look at it.
No. Oh, man. And then he's got $250 on the Islanders winning this. I'm so scared. Run it back.
I hope we win.
I hope the Islanders pull it out for you then, buddy.
Ross is going in the box as well as number 22.
I tell you, Ross gets put in the box.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's Bellows. Bellows going in the box.
Okay. Sal P saying, what's up, fellows? I'm so disappointed in Beauvillier. He'll never be the real player. He'll never be a real player in this league. He just doesn't do enough for me.
He's a streaky player. On a really good team, he's a third liner. On a really good team, he's a third liner. Here he's a second liner. And we can live with that, but you have to live with the streaks. I mean, I don't know what you're to me, he's a 40-point-a-year guy. That's what he is. But he hustles. And, he gets involved. He's not like Josh Bailey.
Well, Bellows goes to the box for a cross check, and Tyson Berry goes to the box for a slash. That being said, 4-on-4 is not. I think this favors Edmonton. I know it's not a power play for Edmonton, but now you've got McDavid and
with
Draisaitl.
a lot more ice.
I was about to say you've got even Puljujarvi. You're going to have a lot of guys with a lot more ice, and that favors them. They're better skaters,
Without a doubt. You know they're going to be playing too.
for certain. Yeah. And you've got here. Oh, by the way, Sal, loving the shirt. Sal P, love the shirt. That's from the Islanders Never Say Die merchandise store. That's in the link in the description below, ladies and gents. Drew L said the Oilers are about to relocate back to Houston. No way.
No, that's the only thing that got going for them up in Edmonton is the Oilers. If you're not an Oilers fan or an Eskimos fan, I don't know what you do up in Edmonton.
I was about to say those are the two teams: the Edmonton Eskimos and the Edmonton Oilers.
That's it.
Swerve says, okay, Sorokin, straight across for Talbot, and Fisk Rask, the final deal.
Oh, I'll tell you what, those are a couple of weak penalty calls, honestly. Kind of weak. I know Butch is probably shredding Kiefer Bellows because he didn't get the memo that he's in the lineup for a while. But yes, the game today is 7:00, the Minnesota Wild and the St. Louis Blues on TNT.
Charles C says, never again with this lame garbage team. Win or not, they're lame in rig matches. I think Charles has got some money on the game.
Let's hope they rig it in his direction.
Dylan saying, F the Islanders. Let's go Oilers. A free $500 right there. Thanks.
Oh, wow.
Darnell Nurse with the game-winning goal. Michael T. These are from earlier. But Josh H. there saying, here we go again. Typical Islanders. Start the game out good, and then we become rattled.
Man, I tell you what.
Some juicy-ass rebounds.
They need a goalie desperately.
Kostinen's not the answer.
He's just like not good. Just hemorrhaging rebounds.
Ooh, Sal P said, I'm really down on Anthony Beauvillier. He's becoming the new age Sean Bergenheim, a first-round pick that's a speedy third-line grinder who doesn't have much production to his game. Ooh, I think he might be on to something here.
I think he's a little bit better than Sean Bergenheim.
He's similar, though. I could see that, right? People had high hopes, aspirations. Does Anthony Beauvillier, what we've seen from him this year, does he scream, hey, I'm going to have a season with 55 points? I'm going to have years where I'm going to consistently score 25-plus goals?
Here's the reason why. If you had a different coach, would Anthony Beauvillier put up more points? Yes. I mean, that's the one thing you always have to ask the question. Guys with talent are going to struggle here. I mean, they just are, because it's just not a team that's predicated on scoring goals. There's Adam Pellick going, man, I would have liked that one. James going, can't wait for this season to be over so we can start all over.
And of course, Bailey can't score right in front of the net. What a shocker. Also saying here, in Charles Barkley words, this is terrible.
They're terrible. Terrible. They're terrible.
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 I love Charles Barkley. That was almost one that Zach Parise with the backhand snuck by Koskinen.
Yeah, he's not been good.
Ooh, like I said, look at that move a little bit by Scott Mayfield. Do you like how he did the drag and then transitions the drag into the wrist shot? Man, I love Scott Mayfield. Dude, I got a Scott Mayfield against the Tampa Bay Lightning flashbacks when he went ahead and put that one top shelf. That was a nice little deft move by Scotty Mayfield.
There's my pal Nurse with a ill-advised drop pass as soon as he gets over the blue line for a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad he doesn't play for us, because I'd be shredding him on a nightly basis.
Oh yeah, Drew L. Yeah, Bellows should get top line minutes. Invisibility could be right in front of the net. It could be wide open, and he'd still look to pass out of it instead of shooting. Says Scott L. Yep.
Yeah, he's pathetic. He's pathetic.
David D. Happy New Year, gents. Happy New Year, David. David D. also says, grumpy old man, like you said, and we agree, lack of goal scoring. Forward on a top line with Matt Barzal and second pairing defenseman. We can actually move the puck and score under the age of 29 years old as needed.
Yeah. You want a younger player who can grow with Matt Barzal. That's what you want. Maybe it's Wahlstrom. Maybe it's Bellows on the other side. I don't think it's good enough skating-wise, but look who you got now. Anders Lee is terrible skating wise, and Josh Bailey's not much better. He's a better skater than Lee is.
Nick D says, "Hey TJ, how are you guys going to bring back? When are you guys going to bring back the call feature? Sometimes it's hard to get our points across when they read the comments. Half an hour later after it was posted." Oh, Nick, I apologize. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring back like maybe like at least because we do need to have like certain podcasts that are going to be like call only podcast Grump or something of that nature. I'm fine if it's just like, hey, we do like once a month where we do one that's just all call-ins type of thing.
It's hard to do the call-in feature when we're doing
the live stream on the game, and then we do one right after because the call-in feature usually those are longer podcasts. We like to talk with you guys, and we don't want to be like, hey, we can only take one little comment and goodbye. You know what I mean? We'd like to have conversations with the listeners of the show and to speak about Islanders hockey. So I want to make sure
we try to give everyone a voice on this show.
Yeah. Grumpy, can you read this comment for us?
It looks like it's in another language, and I don't read that one.
Oh, Grumpy, one of the few that you don't read. And then David D saying, "Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. This team is not good enough." I like what I'm seeing out of the young players like Bellows, Salo, Wallstrom, Dobson, and that Zarnak kid is looking good.
Yeah.
Nick D saying the skate was the best logo, the Canucks logo, period. The whale sucked.
Yeah, I didn't like the whale one. I liked the skate one. I did. And I like Johnny Canuck, even though that was never their official uniform.
Frank K saying, "Shit, Beauvillier, Bailey, and Parise in orbit. They all suck."
You can get something for Beauvillier. I don't think you get anything for Bailey and Parise. Late round draft pick, 5th round, 6th round pick. That's about it. Bailey maybe a little bit more, but not much.
David D says, Frank K, were you playing with Journey last night at Times Square on New Year's Eve? Talk about the hair, I guess. Brian B saying here, Beauvillier is useless, always has been useless. Been saying that for years.
Noah Dobson, fueled performance assist today. He's been on ice for the last 6 Islander goals.
Say it one more time, I'm sorry.
Noah Dobson has been on the ice for the last 6 Islander goals. And he's got an assist today. In other words, was he's on the ice, we're scoring.
What the hell type of turnover is that? Bad turnover by Robin Salo.
Yeah, like I said, Salo's okay, and I want to see him play because he's young and go through the learning process now. But he's kind of a little bit older too. Is he 25 years old?
Oh, yeah, that's a good opportunity, good chance. Islanders look like they're got a little bit of offensive zone time here.
There's Bailey just skating around in circles and doing nothing. I don't even think he puts a stick on the ice half the time, does he? I don't think you ever see ice shavings on his stick ever.
Oh, good gracious, Grumpy. Gonna kill me. David D. also saying, Grumpy, man, I got screwed last week. I had Brady scoring only 6 points in fantasy versus New Orleans, and Stafford 13 points. I'll be in the championship this week. Damn it! I'd be in the championship this week.
Here's the thing: I was in my championship week last week, and guess what? I had Travis Kelce, Lamar Jackson, and Austin Eckler all out. That's it. No, those are 3 of my first 5 picks. The first 2 were I picked 12th in that league. So the 12th and 13 picks, I got Eckler and Kelce out. Devastating for me. And I lost.
Policy saying, we don't have the scoring. That's our problem. We're averaging a little over 2 goals a game, 61 goals and 27 games played. That really sucks.
Underwhelming, to say the least.
Mark Vaughn saying, new to the channel. Well, welcome, Mark. We invite you to subscribe. Follow us there. Make sure we go live every single Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also cover any Islander game that is not on a Thursday or a Sunday. We go live in this live stream during the game, just like we're doing today.
I like the picture of Superman.
There it is. David D. also saying, Grumpy Man, how is this trade? Mayfield, Beauvillier, and a 2nd-round pick for Patrick Laine.
I do that, but the money doesn't work right now. Beauvillier, well, maybe it's close. But Laine's going to have to get traded. He's going to have to get re-upped again. So you look, Beauvillier is what, $4 million, Mayfield 1.5, just about, and Laine, I think how much is Laine getting? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But you got to make sure the money works too. Let's see. He's with isn't he with Columbus?
He's getting well. No, he signed he signed that 1-year deal. 7.5 million. He's going to be a restricted free agent next year.
So he's going to want to get paid again, and that money doesn't. Well, I mean, we have the money now, but it's something we're going to have
We'll have the money this offseason to pay him. I think is what he's saying too.
I'm all for getting good.
Oh man, that puck goes bouncing in the way, and
Zach Parise, remembering his last year in Minnesota. Oh my God.
Had a chance, but unfortunately, too many Edmonton Oilers in front of the net and impedes the shot actually hitting on target. If that does hit on target, that goal was about as wide open as.
And then he makes a critical mistake throwing the puck into the center of the ice, which leads to a scoring chance. I mean, it was a save by Sorokin, but still, look at this.
It gets blocked.
There's my boy Darnell Nurse. Look at him showing me up, the piece of shit.
Darnell Nurse is better than you think, grumpy old man.
He's made 2 good defensive plays today
and had a goal.
Scored a goal, but he's looked inept the rest of the time.
He just had a game-saving save by himself, scored a goal, and made 2 good defensive plays. David D also saying trade Bailey, give up a 3rd-round pick, take $2 million off his $5 million salary until 2023, and when he'll be an unrestricted free agent.
I'd do anything to get rid of Bailey at this point.
Mario's saying, guys, try the NHL 66 streams. That might help you out there if you don't have access to the game. Christopher C. said, Happy New Year, guys. Grumpy, new year, new changes? He's talking maybe about your hat.
No. Like I said, look at how bad my hair looks. That's why I'm wearing a hat. I got AJ hair. That's why I'm wearing a hat today.
Oh, man.
I know I got a crooked head, so it's tough. Like right now, this hat is like tilted this side, and you think, oh gosh, is he cool because it's like that? No, it's because my head is crooked.
Hold on. Oh, give me a second. You say you have a crooked head?
I do. If I put this hat on this way, see how it is? This fits good on my head, but see how it's tilted on that side? Because my head's freaking crooked. It just is. It's crooked.
Is that why you think like when rappers and rap songs back in the early 2000s, they all had crooked heads, so they would wear their hat kind of off to the side?
No, they just saw me wearing hats like that. They thought it was cool, and that's what they went with.
That's what it is, Grunt. That's what it is.
Because I have a physically deformed head. And that's true. All my hats look, CC Sabathia. He always wore a hat like that, just a little off center. Maybe he's got a crooked head.
He might. Paulo C said, Grumpy, I know Lee is slow, but at least he does give us scoring in front of the net.
That's the one thing he does. He's good standing in front of the net, but you can get that from a lot of guys. Kiefer Bellows could do that, and he can actually skate a little bit and shoot.
Anders Lee is fantastic, standing in front of the net and collecting garbage goals and interfering, and impeding the goalie's vision. That's something he does better than I think a lot of players in the NHL. I'm not saying it's a talent that's worth as much as he's getting paid, but it is an ability and a talent. It's a 4-on-2 coming for the Islanders, and we go ahead and garbage opportunity and a garbage chance. I mean, we just were slow entering the zone. We wound up getting caught on that, but it's the 4th line. Well, tells us all we need to know.
What do you expect from them?
David D saying Casper the Ghost Holmstrom. Casper the friendly ghost. Yeah, Boston wound up winning. Now I'm depressed. 8 points ahead. Well, we're tied right now. Maybe we'll at least get a consolation point.
Maybe we'll win in shootout. We got talent. We got skills. 3-on-3 just against Edmonton just looks like trouble for us.
Yes, it does. And we have not won an overtime game yet this year, right?
I don't think so.
Well, I can promise you, if we're going to be playing them in overtime, we will not be beating them in overtime.
I don't think we've won a shootout game. I don't know.
I know we haven't won a shootout also. James F. saying, do you vote for the All-Star game? No, I don't.
No.
Hey, chat, how are you guys watching? Is it NHL Network only? We did see one that was NHL 66 streams. That might help you out by Mario, but I'm not sure. I've never been there before. What a two-toe size says, Ross Johnston with great work. Great job dumping the puck in for that goal.
That's right.
Awesome for the assist. Yeah. It's about time for Beauvillier because he's been garbage.
Yeah, he's not had a good year.
No.
And I don't think we're saying anything people don't know.
Nope. Nothing. No new revelations on that. Paulo C said Sarnak should stay in the lineup as well.
Tell me Sarnak couldn't do everything Casey Zizekas does for not even a fraction of the cost. That's what I mean. They keep on re-signing 4th liners to long-term deals at big money. It's nonsensical. Just those guys should make nothing.
A mad scramble in front of Koskinen's net with a whole bunch of shoving of the puck and nothing matriculates or comes there of it. You've got Josh Bailey and Anders Lee fighting for the puck down low, but Bailey doesn't get much of it.
Easily muscled out of the position. There he is, right there. Right. Whoop. He don't even. Does he? Like I said, his stick never touches the ice. This freaking guy.
Run it back. Logan says, "Come on, Islanders, pull through." And then Rich A saying they need to get rid of Cizikas and play Zarnak. I was about to say Zarnak is. When is the last time you've seen Casey Cizikas do something like we saw Zarnak do to create that offensive opportunity? Not only in the offensive zone did he strip the Edmonton defender of the puck, but he's able to feed that puck there and slam it in front of the net a few times, and it bounces over the Beauvillier. When is the last time we've ever seen Cizikas do that?
3 years ago.
Yeah,
but we got him for another.
Clutterbuck.
We got him for another 6 years, another 5 years after this one. How's that contract going to age? My God,
not good.
I mean, in the offseason, I said I'd give him a 2-year deal. That's it, tops. They gave him 6. I've never seen a fourth liner make so much money in my entire life. It's like, why not give him a 100-year deal? Might as well give him the DiPietro deal. 15 years.
Drew L said Puljujarvi's only playing good because he's got McDavid and Draisaitl on his line, on the same line with him. He was almost put out on waivers last year for being a bust.
Yeah, but they always need that third guy in the line. If you find somebody who works, doesn't matter. I remember Anson Carter playing with the Sedins, put up a great year with them, and then not so much after that.
And you talk about Jesse Puljujarvi too. I mean, this is. If he was struggling and he needs to have McDavid and he needs to have, Draisaitl to be productive, I can promise you we don't have. I mean, we've got Matt Barzal, but the system we play doesn't allow him to be as open-minded offensively. He's going to have to be much more committed to playing defense, and that's not something that he'll excel in, I don't believe. But again, I don't watch enough of the Edmonton Oilers games to know if Jesse Puljujarvi is a fantastic defensive forward. What, Grump?
Nothing.
James F. saying, rest in peace, Betty White. Yeah, 2 weeks off of 100.
Yeah.
John Smith saying $10 that Chara's out there on a 4-on-4.
I don't know if he was or not. That was a long time ago because we're really behind on comments.
We're moving through. James F. saying, why would the Oilers move? Why would the Oilers move? They've got a new arena. Yeah, I think they're just making
they're not moving.
They're not moving. Brian C said, I've got $5,000 on the Oilers. No way. Does he? 5,000 on the Oilers? No.
I don't know. Maybe he's independently wealthy and that's nothing. I wouldn't have put $5,000 on the Oilers. I'm never going to bet $5,000 on something I have no control over.
Greg Frost saying they changed the Edmonton Eskimos actually to the Edmonton Elks. Oh, that's right. Because I forgot.
I'm going to continue to call them the Eskimos. So,
okay. We don't talk too much about the CFL anyway. James F. saying trade Varlamov to the Oilers for a draft pick. Your thoughts?
Yes,
is all for that.
Yes.
And we've got here Drew L. saying here Pellick really needs to work on his shot. He has a higher chance of missing the net than my college roommate has of getting a girlfriend. Holy shit.
Wow.
God almighty. I hope
wow.
Roommate's not watching this.
Yeah, I know this is not the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man show, which we do on Thursdays and Sundays, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got some bad news today. Bruce Arians is healthy enough to coach tomorrow. So that's bad news to them because he's an absolute shit show as a head coach.
Well, thanks for bringing it up to us, Grump. And then Niels M saying, I've got 1,000 on Edmonton. Damn. Dylan F saying, I got 1,000 on the Oilers. What the? I guess everybody was taking the Oilers to walk away with his victory against the Islanders. Man, oh man, I hear you. Shooters Puck Hockey says Boston won. So they take the number 2 wild card spot tonight. It means that we're 8 points out and only 1 game in hand of Boston, not excluding the postponed games that have to be made up.
No, I think Boston has the game advantage on us, actually. I think they've played less games than we have. They've played 27. They have a game in hand on us. So they're up right now by 8 points with a game in hand.
Really?
Yep. They played 27. This is our 28th game.
Fair enough. Speaking of bowl games, Grumpy, don't you miss the old games at the old stadiums?
Yes, without a doubt. Like I was looking at the Cotton Bowl yesterday that, used to be played at the Cotton Bowl, and now it's played in the Dallas Palace, and it just loses a little something. I don't know.
Paulo C saying our problem is not Pavillier, it's our defensive system. I like our young players, it's our old players that are our problem. I think it's okay to have a guy like Andersley, the contract I don't like, but you can't have the team is just full of too many older veterans that don't produce and have no offensive touch. It's the forwards. The older forwards just don't produce, and we play them all in top 6 roles. And now we've seen, some of the younger guys getting time, and we say, oh, hold on a second. They get paid a fraction of the cost. They produce more than the older guys, and it actually gives you reason to think that they can still improve. And that's the thing that makes the entire issue so freaking ridiculous and aggravating for us.
I'm going to tell you one thing I like the Islanders have done today. They have really been smothering McDavid.
Yep.
Except for that one time when it's led to the goal. There are always 2 guys on him all the time.
McDavid, the second period, McDavid did look pretty strong. I think it had to do a lot with the long change.
Maybe so. There's Char out there with McDavid on the ice. That's a problem.
Yikes. James F. saying Barzal will always be the Patrick Ewing of hockey until the Islanders get a top wing for him on the top line.
Yep. And the Islanders get a point today. So no complaints there. Needed at least 1 point.
They do get at least one. That's right.
So now let's see what it looks like.
We're going to overtime to lose another overtime game. Darnell Nurse is way better than Josh Bailey.
Well, that's true. But here's the thing. For $5 million, I guess I just don't like Nurse. I don't like him. I don't think he's a good enough defenseman.
Michael B. saying Chara and Martin are finished. Grumpy Old Man's got it right. The youth having time to develop together is really benefiting their play on the ice.
Without a doubt.
I will say Sorokin, generally speaking, is a really, really good shootout goalie. So it'll be nice to see him in action. That's for certain, to see what we can do in shootout. I feel confident with him in net. We haven't had to rely upon him too much today. Quiet game there from Sorokin. Not too many saves where he had to stand on top of his head. And that's not always a bad thing. Sarnak and Bellows have been playing well. John Smith saying this game has an overtime loss written all over it. David saying, watch, we go to overtime in Edmonton or Edmonton wins it last minute. Michael B saying Sarnak and Bellows, even Johnston, all playing well. Tony Cheese saying, I'm pretty sure what a Tuso sigh says, you want to sigh. Oh, want to sigh.
Want you to sigh.
Want to sigh. Maybe that's what it is.
Want you to sigh. Want you to sigh.
Andy R saying, I wonder if the Islanders get this. That Nurse save was
Aiden.
Sorry.
Not Andy. Aiden
R. I apologize, Grunt. Saying here, that Nurse save was real fire, though.
It was good. It was good. It was nice play by him. But, was Parisi going to put that in? Probably not.
Jonathan Gray saying here, the Oilers deserve this after the Devils' loss.
Well, deserves got nothing to do with it. Like Clint Eastwood said in Unforgiven, deserves got nothing to do with it.
Josh H says, we'll lose if this goes overtime. I think we're not good enough when there's more open space. I was about to say, and more open ice. We have not won an overtime game at all this season, I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't think so.
0-3 in overtime. So I guess maybe today would be the first overtime victory for us this season, and it would also be the first ever New Year's Day victory. Holy shit.
My God.
Just tell me this doesn't scream that they're just going to skate circles around us. We're going to have the puck for about 4 minutes and 30 seconds of the 5 minutes of overtime. Maybe Sorokin's going to stand on his head then.
Come on, Pajot. Pajot, Jarnac, and Pellick.
Here's it right into the crest, Pellick does. But we're able to at least get possession of the puck, pass it out, and get a change there for 2 Islanders. We're going to change the entire line. And it looks like Edmonton's keeping McDavid out there as well.
Oh, what a terrible pass.
And we turn over the puck so easy.
Wasn't that by Pellick?
I believe so. A one-time attempt there by Connor McDavid goes wide. Edmonton, though, is circling. You wonder if they're going to go ahead and get a change. McDavid's still on the ice, been on the ice the entire overtime period as Edmonton has the puck. You wonder how long of a shift he's about to take right here.
Probably till they win. Same thing with Draisaitl. I've been out there over a minute now. I mean, honestly, this is perfect for Edmonton.
Yep. This is
pond hockey, man, that's perfect for them.
For certain. Barry Bonds saying the Oilers need a goal. If they don't, they're going to lose in overtime. Barry Bonds a little different there. Okay, this has got the Oilers type of game on it here. I think so. It does. Nick D saying here the Oilers are lucky the Islanders can't score this third.
Oh, turnover. Bailey.
And Bailey turns over the puck right back.
Bailey.
I'll tell you that we're putting good offensive pressure on them. This is
what the hell? Bailey ran into the goalie.
Oh, come on. Who the hell was that? He took a little extra flop, I think, to try to draw a penalty, perhaps.
It was Casey.
I didn't think Casey was looking and just happened to collide with him. It was unintentional. The Lion of Tribe Judah said, did the Islanders win? No, game is in overtime. Aiden R saying that Nurse saved the game. For certain he did. After Grumpy was trying to talk shit about Darnell Nurse as being overrated.
He is overrated. I just don't think he's as good as they say. That's all. I don't like him. Absolutely. If he played for the Islanders, I'd be hating on him. He's James certainly not worth
Sorokin.
9.
Sorokin looks like he's lost his best friend out there on the ice. Running back Logan saying, go Islanders. More loser points coming for the Islanders. Oh,
well, we got a loser point. Maybe we can pick up the winner point.
It's funny. We're seeing here grade 8 saying the Oilers need this win. It's like funny. The Islanders also need this win desperately.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Islanders need to win more than the Oilers do.
Absolutely. Oh, it says it's want you to sigh. Okay. Fair enough. That's what it is. Tony Cheese is correct. Fair enough. I appreciate.
Why is Noah Dobson not out here in this overtime?
I don't know.
And why is Adam Pelech in the corner? Why is he in the
Adam Pelech is all the way down the ice battling, and now we've got a 2-on-2 going the other way where 2 of our forwards are playing defense.
Oh,
and they're going to get tripping.
We got away with a trip there.
Bavillier. He did get away with the trip. But, I mean, after that, right, Draisaitl goes ahead and clamps down on the stick to prevent any type.
Barzell's finally out there, 3.5 minutes in. I don't understand the thought process, honestly. Are you not trying to win?
I don't get it either.
Nurse and Draisaitl and McDavid back out there. They play a lot in overtime. Well, they're your best players. They should play a lot.
Rick saying here, this is the first time we've got a point on New Year's Day game.
Yeah, 0-7 before. And they score! And who scored? Look who freaking scored. Noah Dobson. Would not put him out there the whole freaking time.
Noah Dobson
comes through once again on a feed from Barzell.
Noah Dobson with another goal.
Thank you very much. It's because he got benched. Right? Is that what you're going to tell me? Because he got benched?
Noah Dobson with the victory. Boom. Yeah. The Islanders win in overtime. The Oilers' losing streak extends now to 3 games.
Beautiful for Noah Dobson. Fantastic. 5 goals. 5 goals. How many does Bailey, Parise, Palmieri have together? I don't even think it's 5.
Are people still going to be laughing me off the stage when I said an 8-year contract at $7 million per for Noah Dobson would be fantastic for the Islanders? Are they still going to call me crazy?
Yes.
They still calling me crazy, right?
So let's wrap up this live stream.
Stanley Cup out.
Hey, TJ, let's wrap this up quick. Then take a little 15-minute break so I can go to the bathroom and change my shirt. And then we'll get on with the Islanders Never Say Die wrap-up show.
Gotcha. Rick saying they score right after they read my comment. For certain they do, guys. If you're new to the show, welcome. This is a twice-a-week Islander podcast. We go live every single Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every single Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But anytime the Islanders play a game that's not on Thursday or Sunday, we go live and cover the game just like we've done today. You will make sure to subscribe, number one, so you don't miss out on any of the action. Make sure you like on Facebook and follow on Twitter so you're able to watch everything that goes on. If you like sports in general, we've got a podcast where we cover all games live. We covered Georgia against Michigan last night. It was a fun time as well, live streaming that game. The general sports podcast and watch-alongs is in the link in the description below called TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. Welcome, everyone, to the show. But thank you, Grumpy. We're going to be going live here in about 15 to 20 to actually do the Islanders Never Say Die podcast. But thank you for being a part of this as always, Grumpy.
My pleasure.